Clobberin time! Clobberanimo!
Hey. All right. Welcome, everyone. Welcome.
No, you got to do the Fat Albert.
What?
If you're going to...
That?
Yeah, because you did the hey, so...
It's Fat Clobby. Oh, well, hello, my dear friends, and welcome to Saturday Night Star Trek number 89.
Whee!
Indeed, we indeed. We, monsieur. All righty then. Oh, my goodness. We are here, folks. And some of you are here already.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, I can't wait for another excursion into Star Trek excellence. Or maybe a little, well, we'll be the judge of that, won't we? Anyway. Hello, everybody. What's up? How's it going? Say hello, please, my dear friends in the chat. Please say hello to the most wonderful, magnificent first officer in the fleet, the great Commander R.M. Briggs. Hello there.
I love you. Thank you for that warm welcome. It is such an honor and a pleasure to be here. It is so good to see everyone's shining, beautiful faces. I'm looking forward to tonight. Let's get it on.
Yes, indeed. We got 4 more modes for you tonight. And hopefully many of our dear friends will be here, will show up and hang out with us tonight. I guess we're getting kind of a late start there. Actually, we started earlier for us. I guess we started early for us. Hey.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so do a couple of show notes, of course, and then we will get on with our hellos and our greetings and all that good stuff. What is going on here? Let's see. Monday night, of course, Sunday night, of course, the great Mark D with the C and his channel. He'll have the Sunday Night Geekery going on at 10 p.m. Eastern, as always. Please go to his channel and check him out for his enabling videos. And on Monday night, Mark C Comics Talk, I will be, of course, talking some more random retro Clobbies reads. I'm reading all kind of old stuff. I try to read 2 or 3 old comics a day, all random, all over the place, and I'm enjoying it. And
cool.
Why not? It's just a lot of. I'm just having a ball doing that. Then, a week from this Monday, on the 3rd of October, I'll be doing 2 shows. The standard, Monday night show, but before that, an earlier show at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 on the East Coast, with my great buddy J-Man. It'll be a Clobbies Classic Comics Review special, where the great J-Man and I will be reviewing DC Comics Presents number 29, the great classic by Lin Wein, Jim Starlin. So it is, I've loved this comic for a long time, and J-Man is so much fun to review comics with that I thought, he would be the perfect gentleman for this task.
He's a sweetheart. He's a sweetheart of a human, and you're going to have a blast.
We are indeed. Well, I love the comics review shows. I'm going to have some comics review videos soon. I hope so, folks. Had a great time last night on Nick's comic shop with Nick and the boys reviewing some What If comics. And so this one, just the 2 of us, J-Man and I doing this one should be a lot of fun. So looking forward to that. J-Man is D-Man.
That's right.
He's the man too. So, and all that.
Did you know that Eric K is fire roasting peppers right now? Could you imagine what he's making to eat?
Peppers?
Fire roasting peppers. So it's got to be some type of aioli or something that he's making, but I'm very excited by this.
Yikes. What you making? Or does Raquel want to know?
Yeah, exactly right. Midnight's Oblivion's like, is it hummus?
Hummus. Well, he'll tell us, I hope, and you'll just have to sit there and salivate, folks. We don't know where the rest of the crew is tonight. We'll get started, and we're just gonna.
Well, I should let everyone know, just so I beg your pardon, boss. I don't want to interrupt, but I did have a couple of our crew report to the XO because they don't want anyone to worry about them.
Oh yeah.
Jill is on an away mission. It can't be avoided. She did send me several crying emojis. She is perfectly fine. She's not in any danger, but she is going to be missed, and she wants us all to know that she's going to miss us. So to our communications officer, we wish you love. Have a great time. You're the best. And then, of course, Hungry Boy, the official artist of CLOBBERIN Times the channel, and also the official artist of my short story collection, which will be out in stores soon. I'm just waiting for the final edits to come through with a very, very trusted editor of mine. And so Hungry Boy, he's taken a beat. There's nothing wrong with him, but he's got to have a break. He's been working a lot lately. And so he's going to catch some Z's. But he wants everyone to know that he sends his love and support. And if he's unable to sleep, he will come in and join us. So please don't worry about Hungry Boy, and don't worry about Jill. They're both lovely people, but they're on away missions. They checked in with the XO, and I cleared them for some time off.
Some shore leave there. And look, if you do happen to catch this on the if you pop in, if you're just lurking now, Hungry Boy, don't you get up, man. Get some sleep, get rest, get your ass some rest there, my friend. And if you do happen to be listening to this later on a download or a repeat, we will always miss you, but always glad you're getting some rest. So we love you, brother. All right, so let's see here. Yeah, but I mean, a whole bunch of other friends, they're usually here or not. We got a skeleton crew. It looks like tonight we're going to get started anyway. Anyone who pops in, of course, I'll get them written down. First, we have, of course, the great Mark D with us. He is here, our chief engineer.
Yay!
Yo, dude. Like I say, Jill and LT are not here tonight, but we love them and we miss them. And shout out to Jill. We love you, Jill. And shout out to LT and Mrs. Stoth. You're always missed. In case you know. And first of all, I will say, anyone who is listening to this, if you're just out there lurking and you're not someone who participates in the chat, that's perfectly fine with us. We really, really appreciate you if you're lurking. And if you're someone who listens on a download or a repeat or a rewatch or whatever you want to call it, we also appreciate you so much for that. Yes. In our wonderful friend, Eric O'Sullivan, other friends who listen later, whoever else it may be, And you'll get, listen, you never have to tell us who you are. You can just listen and lurk, or you can listen later. We just do appreciate you so much. Thank you. And and again, the aforementioned great bronze wrencher is here. Eric K, what's up, bro?
Yay.
Good to see you. Good to see him in the.
He's making everyone in the chat hungry, including poor Mr. Angel, who's a chef, but it's 4 a.m. for the chef. And so now chef is salivating, thinking about this beautiful chili oil and maybe some chickpeas or hummus.
Yeah, well, it goes. We're gonna ones that are gonna suffer the most. We're gonna be hungry the whole show now.
Thanks
to Eric
K, and his steaks and his dips and his wonderful concoctions.
Damn it, dude. Anyway, we love the great bronze wrencher. Another great wrencher, of course, is Chris Persia, my friend.
Did you see the art for tonight?
It's outrageous. He's so good at this stuff.
It's gorgeous. Like, it is so beautiful. Like I blew it up just so I could look at what he did.
Nice. It's
Chris
incredible.
Persia. Wow. What an amazing show poster tonight. It was so good.
Yes, buddy. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Indeed. Of course, Shooter's here. Shooter 8323. The first. He arrived. It should be noted, he arrived first, and then always better early than never, I always say. And so it's great to see the great Shooter. And again, the aforementioned J-Man, brother, if you're still out there, can't wait to hang out with you again. Maddie's daddy's lurking, the great Steve Mitchum. But hey, buddy, good to see you. Where am I? Okay. I'm trying to keep track of everybody here. Enigmatic Drop Bear. Edie, good to see you, my friend. Thank you so much for being here.
Erudite Bear, we're going to have so much fun tonight.
Yes, indeed, sir. Indeed. Fabio 100. It's been a dog's age there. Thank you so much. Good to see you. Yep. And again, the aforementioned Mr. Angel. Good to see you, Chef. Yes, indeed, Chef. The Catman, a.k.a. D.D. Myers, is here tonight.
Catman do, and his lovely wife. Welcome, Dee.
Lovely to see you, my friends. I hope you're having a wonderful time. I hope everyone is well. Tyrell, 72. Tyrell, buddy, good to see you.
And Tyrell said at the beginning of the show, like you guys know, he's at work, right? So we're in his headphones or his earbuds as he works. So, but he did say to everyone that he sends his love, and he's like, we're gonna have such a good time tonight, Trekkers. So if you missed Tyrell's message, he sends his love to one and all, and is excited about listening to everything we have to say while he works. Tyrell, don't work too hard, work safe. And we'll talk to you after the show, sweetheart.
Yep. Always great to see Tyrell. So let's see who else we got here. Midnight's Oblivion. Hello there, my friend. Good to see you. Good to see you. And one of our Starship Master, Wolfie, is here. Oh, I love it. Brian Hepburn. Hello there.
Hey, Brian.
Always such a bunch of great members of the show here. Again, thank you all for being here and being members. Just really appreciate you. Dave G Sound. Hey there, Dave.
G Sound.
Good to see you there, my friend. Let's see. Let's see here. Anonymous. Hey, man. What is up, superhero? Good to see you, sir. All right. Let's see here. That Anax, Amanda Ver, our good friend. Thank you for being here. Always good to see you. The great JT Kirk is here. JT is here. Apollome's Minion is here.
And the pepperoni. Hi, Simmy. I hope Mommy gives you nice little chin scritchies for me. Nice to see you, Apollome's Minion, and her wonderful Simmy, the pepperoni extraordinaire, official ship dog.
Edita Roni. That's right. Let's see here. Oh, Captain James T. Skywalker.
Skywalker.
That too. Let's see here. Classic Comics. What's up, Classic Comics? Good to see you, buddy.
Nice to see you.
And in keeping with the comic theme, we have the Comic Relief Crusader. What's up there, bud? Hello there. Let's see here. Hello, Jeff Morris.
Jeff.
Good to see you. Let me see. I don't know if we have anyone else at the moment. I will, of course, I will try to keep track and say hello to anyone who does come in when it is possible. So I guess now we will get on with the show. What do you think?
Well, before we get to that, well, it looks like we have some business to attend to here, boss. So really? I need to draw this to the captain's attention. Midnight's Oblivion is requesting to become ship's counselor. Now, first thing I need to ask you, Midnight's Oblivion, do you have a camel toe?
Is that a requirement?
I have no idea.
A requirement?
I wonder, is that a requirement?
I don't know.
I mean, it is DS9, right? It's not like it's TNG.
Yeah. The DS9 didn't even have a counselor until the 7th season when it was Esri, right? So
yes.
Spoiler alert. So but I will take a look at your application, Midnight's Oblivion. We'll think about that. That threw me off. Her question to you on that one, I don't know what to think. No. Gotta go find one. Yes.
He says, if Midnight's Oblivion says, gotta go find one. Wolfie says, it's more of a moose knuckle.
Wow. Keely Chow, roll tide.
Keely Chow!
I haven't been able to watch anything today. I don't know if you guys rolled or not. Did you roll today? Keely? He would tell me if he did. Okay. So anyway, what we do here, folks, on Saturday Night Star Trek is we, of course, we're reviewing all of real Star Trek. That means legitimate Star Trek, which only means from 1966 to 2005. Everything after that with the Star Trek label is not legitimate Star Trek and not acknowledged here, never will be. It's all under the guise of filth, and it will always be filth, under the auspices of filth, I should say. So, we have reviewed Star Trek, the original series, starting out in the first week of January 2021. Then Star Trek, the animated series, the original crew films, Star Trek, the Next Generation, and now we are nearing the end of Deep Space Nine Season 2, and we try to do 4 episodes on a Saturday night.
Triple C just walks through the door.
Hello there, CCC, Cavatino, Cavaliman, Shay. Hey. Good to see you, my friend.
We're going to talk about that, Triple C. We're going to talk about that, as we get into the show.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah. Absolutely. Yes, we will.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, good to see you though, Triple C there. Where we're okay. So yes, and anyway, what we do is we review each episode, and then after number one, read just a basic synopsis of what goes on in the episode. We discuss it a bit, and then after we give our views on it and a little rating on the episode, we ask our wonderful chat and to weigh in by any reviews and any views they may have with each episode. And here we have the source which my wonderful first officer goes by. I will now turn the helm over to her, and she will explain this, and then we will get busy reviewing our first episode of the evening.
Okay, so what you're seeing is a very good text. It's a vetted text because it's original source material, and we like to use that around here. It's called Star Trek Deep Space Nine Companion. It's written by Terry J. Erdman, but the most important player in the production of this book is his wife, Paula M. Block, who is a prolific Star Trek author, and she goes about writing for Star Trek in a very particular way. It's more academic than other authors, and so I prefer it because I don't want to hear about what somebody said or what they heard or at a convention and or what they read online or this or that or the other. I like the fact that she goes directly to the production, the directors, the actors. It's original source stuff. However, this book is extremely expensive. It's extremely difficult to bring into Canada, and the boss bought it for me. But unfortunately, it's been in transit to me, and I do not have it for the episodes this evening. So I'm just going to be reading the synopses from Wikipedia this evening. However, we normally use this book, and I'm you know, it's important to use this book, even though Terry J. Erdman is a little long-winded and he's not the best in the world. And that's because, you know, a lot of stuff that we read online is not true because it's user-generated stuff. So we'll go back to that book next week. But for this week, we're going to burn through these 4 episodes quite quickly. And I'm going to read the very brief synopses that are available on Wikipedia.
So you don't have the access to those now?
No, that's it.
Oh, you're out of it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's okay. Hey, Grim. How's it going?
Grim there. I didn't know that. Could I ask?
Yeah, don't worry about it anyways. You know, I'm finding Terry J. Erdman a little stuffy, and the fact that he's not able to make these episodes, the synopses, as taught and as well wrought as his wife, Paula M. Block. It's really dragging it along anyways. And I mean, you know, we don't plod through every single scene when we do reviews. You and I we like to talk like a couple old Trekkies, and so you know, this will help burn through it.
You could get a basic synopsis
exactly
from any place anyway. So I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's cool. All right. But anyway, that's our normal. I didn't know you were doing that this week, but that is our normal source there. So. Are we ready for our first episode of the evening? First, by the way, yes, ED, if you'd like to put that review, or you could Twitter it to me if you want, your Shadowplay review. Was it just that review from last week, Shadowplay? If it was, if you may want to Twitter that to me or something.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Let's see, I got a message coming. He said the file should be in the Clobbering drive.
Oh yeah, well I just downloaded the PDF and it ends on a certain page. But don't worry about it. Okay, it's okay anyways, because it's like the boss said, we're just going to do the synopsis and we'll get through it quickly because you know Erdman is wow. Takes them 2 full pages like magazine size just to give a synopsis and that's not really necessary.
Hey JD Lewis, okay, I'll star those. Well, I'll just yeah, you can do it here, ED. That's fine. JD Lewis, welcome.
Hey, JD Lewis.
Okay, that's cool. Like I say, brevity and all that stuff. It's fine.
Exactly. And JT Kirk is saying Paula M. Block is taught. A very nice little pun play there, sir.
Well, okay. So how about we start with our first episode of the evening?
Yes, let's do it.
And after we get through talking about this episode, ED, we'll do a bonus round. Raquel can read your review of Shadowplay, and then do of this one. Will that work?
Captain Infinity's here, and you know who that is? If you're old school like me, that's Captain Cockney Spock. Good evening, fine sir.
You have been doxxed.
Okay, I'm just going to get right to Enigmatic Drop Bear. Let's do that first, right?
Want to do that Shadowplay first? Okay.
Yeah, let's go
week.
Ahead.
The episode Shadowplay last week, because of things that got kind of fouled up there, he was not able to see the episode, and we value what he says on any episodes. So we're going to do this is a throwback to last week, the review of the episode Shadowplay that number 1's going to read really quickly, and then we will get back on track for these episodes.
That's right. Enigmatic Drop Bear, the erudite bear. He's got a 5-parter for Shadowplay. He gives it a B+. He says people disappearing because they are not real is an interesting twist on the typical missing persons mystery. Segueing metaphysical elements bolsters the story's science fiction chops. The main story fits in well with established Star Trek technology, though the influence of the Omicron particles on holographic projection technology seems a bit far-fetched, a plotting convenience. It's incredible that Dax was able to immediately use the colonist's scanner, yet she didn't need any training there. The Gamma Quadrant feels too familiar. It lacks the mystery, wonder, and foreboding of a truly alien part of the cosmos. I still wonder why Kira despises Quark. To his peril, he gave her the alibi that allowed her to escape prosecution for the murder of Vatrick during the Cardassian occupation back in the episode Necessary Evil. Man, this is a really good review. Rather than a collaborator during this time, it seems more likely that that Quark would have been a Bajoran sympathizer, or at least leaned more in that direction. Wow, what a beautiful review.
Yeah.
Well wrought,
I think
glorious.
So.
Love you, love you.
Look who's here. I think that's her. She's got a different name, or one name now. Is that our Katie Carr?
I don't know. It looks like our ballerina.
It's Kate. Is that you, Katie?
That's got to be her.
We will be reviewing Blood Oath. Yes, ma'am, Katie. Our wonderful friend Katie's here. We love you, Katie. Good to see you. Yeah, I think that's Katie this here. Yeah.
Hey!
It's a different name. She didn't put the whole name there.
We will not use your last name anymore, sweetness.
But we won't do it anymore.
Yeah. Hi, Katie.
Her name is Katie Dax.
Yes, Katie Dax.
Love you, Katie. Good to see you there. All right. So, all right, for our first episode of the evening, we have, where are you? Okay.
Playing God.
Playing God.
This is season 2, episode 17. And since we are an international show and the streaming services are playing around with the numbers, please know that it's prod code 437. We all watched this for the very first time, or at least most of us, on February 28th, 1994. I'm going to be reading from wikipedia.org the synopsis, the plot, as it were. Arjun, a young Trill man, arrives on Deep Space Nine. Jadzia Dax is to evaluate him for suitability to be joined with a symbiont. The prospect makes him ill at ease and defensive, since hosts of the Dax symbiont have had a reputation as harsh mentors, especially Jadzia's predecessor, Curzon. When Arjun meets Jadzia, he is surprised to find her laid back and free-spirited. Arjun's first job is to accompany Dax through the wormhole in a runabout. An accident occurs, and the two Trills bring the runabout back to the station damaged, with a strange mass attached to it. Chief O'Brien removes the mass and contains it securely for further study. Meanwhile, Dax has been getting to know Arjun. He seems aloof but preoccupied with what others think of him, and is applying for a symbiont mainly to please his father. He seems to have few interests or goals. Dax is nervous about confronting Arjun about his motivations. Her friend Benjamin Sisko reminds her that during her own training under the notorious Curzon, he was very hard on her and challenged her confidence in herself. An infestation of Cardassian voles shorts out various equipment, including the containment field for an unidentified mass in the lab. Arjun and Dax realize that the matter may actually be a tiny universe. It is expanding quickly and will soon pose a danger to the station. The crew prepares to destroy the universe, but are halted when Dax finds it holds signs of life. As Sisko ponders the matter, Dax speaks to Arjun about his performance. She reveals that Curzon's high expectations for her helped her to become stronger and more ready to become a host. Before she was joined to Dax, Jadzia was shy and sensitive, and Curzon often reduced her to tears. Nonetheless, in the end, she got her symbiont, and she encourages Arjun to strive for more. Sisko decides the proto-universe must be removed from Deep Space Nine. Dax and Arjun board a runabout to ferry the universe back through the wormhole. She allows Arjun to take the helm, a challenge that he accepts. As they rush through the wormhole, the expanding proto-universe becomes unstable, making the runabout difficult to fly. Arjun's careful navigation safely brings them out of danger and releases the little universe out into space. Thus, he proves himself and earns his positive recommendation from Jadzia Dax. And that is all the World Wide Web has to say about Playing God. And I would like to welcome Canadian Spider-Man.
Canadian Spidey buddy does whatever a Canadian Spider can. What's up, my brother? Good to see you, buddy. Okay.
So what did you think of the episode, boss?
I don't know. I mean, I thought it's okay. I mean, it's nothing. It's like, again, we hate to keep using the word filler all the time. It's
Mm-hmm.
interestingly enough, I did think some of the stuff with the actually my most interesting thing was the whatever the pocket universe thingy or whatever. What are we calling it again? The
Proto universe.
proto universe. Sorry. Some of that I found mildly interesting. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. It's the dilemma with this stuff with Dax and the Trills. I'm not saying it's not interesting. It just isn't really particularly compelling to me personally. The episode doesn't drag too much. I find it goes by okay. I just don't really I'm not, I guess I can say I'm not that enthused. Nothing against it. Nothing really against it. I just kind of, I'm there with it, if you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
hate to be that way.
Yeah.
Just,
Well, for
it
me,
was all right. Oh, wow. You're worse than me on this one.
yes, I think this one's a stinker-rooney.
That bad, huh? Wow.
Yep.
I don't know. It just didn't really faze me much. So I got to hear this. Go for it.
These are my notes, folks. I take notes with a good old-fashioned pencil and a good old-fashioned piece of paper. And this is what I wrote.
Maybe it, I'm sorry, go ahead. Maybe it was so boring I couldn't even have an opinion, but go ahead. maybe I was just numb. Go ahead.
The Jadzia episode, it is quite beautiful. She is striking to look at. One of the most beautiful women
Yes.
ever in television history. This woman is just absolutely gorgeous. She's statuesque. She is just, yeah, she's beautiful. The Vole episode. Why not just beam the voles to a holding area? They need a reason why they cannot locate these voles and you know, and move them.
Right.
And they don't give one. So if you're going to give me tribbles and you can't and you can't, you know, transport them or use the transporter, I need to know why. So
right,
yeah,
that's a very good point.
I don't like that part of it. I think it's weird. I also think that the episode is too short to have 3 storylines. So we've got the Trill vetting storyline. We've got, and that sort of gives way to the personal life of Jadzia Dax. So that's sort of like a 2-in-1, because here we're seeing what happens when she gets a massage in the morning and perhaps has a little, you know, afternoon delight with a rando. And so that's a 2-in-1. And then we've got the alien rodents. So these cute little vole, they're absolutely adorbs. And then we've got this proto universe. And that's way too much happening in such a short episode. Crowded, so I didn't like that.
Yeah.
What else did I write? Cisco should have contacted Starfleet. Our universe versus another universe, and he says wiping out all life as we know it. And Cisco contacts no one, and then he decides alone while talking to Jake about his girlfriend, which is another sort of thing that's happening in this episode. So that's kind of like the 5th story thread about his girlfriend. This is kind of dumb, no? The choices are destroying the proto-universe, allowing it to destroy us, and then from out of nowhere comes the idea to tow it. So it's just all very, very strange, the way that the authors wrote this one. And I would like to put all of that blame on 2 people, Jim Trombetta and Michael Piller.
So hello there, Boosh McFadden.
Boosh! So they take the proto universe to the Gamma Quadrant. So shouldn't it wipe out all life in the Gamma Quadrant, since it's growing exponentially, and because it's a proto universe and it's going to be a universe, it will wipe out the Gamma Quadrant. What if before it was going to wipe out, you know, the Alpha Quadrant? So it's just weird. It should wipe out all life in the Gamma Quadrant. So in other words, you're still playing God, and no one contacted Starfleet, though the entire universe was at stake, as well as another entire universe, and then it was taken to another entire universe. But these are the words they're choosing. For me, when we're looking at the Alpha Quadrant and we're looking at the Gamma Quadrant, are we really talking about a universe? But what doesn't make sense to me is that they use the word universe, and we're talking about the Alpha Quadrant, we're talking about the Gamma Quadrant, and then we're talking about our universe and this proto-universe and allowing it to grow or destroy it. So It is some of the most dodgy, ridiculous science fiction. It's like somebody was blindfolded and drunk, and they were just throwing darts at a wall to figure out what they were going to put in this story. It doesn't make any sense. This isn't science fiction. This is...
It's not particularly exciting in any way.
No, it's just dumb on top of dumb on top of dumb, and any access to science fiction is quickly squashed because how it's dealt with makes absolutely no sense. It's absolute verbal diarrhea. It's nonsense, and it's difficult to watch.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, because this episode kind of was tough to follow. Maybe in a sense of staying awake. How did they get the proto universe What's-a-Madoogle, right? And
yeah,
when they put it into the running bot, did they beam it in there or something?
Yeah.
And then they beamed it out. Okay, you can't beam voles out of the inner workings of Tarak Nor, but you can use your transporter can beam an entire proto universe in and out of places.
That's expanding and also contains life. So the transporter now has the ability to move all of that material.
It's so selective about we need in our story for the transporter to not even be mentioned when we could have easily used it for that. On the other hand, it could be. I've always wondered that about transporters anyway. Like sometimes I'm going, it seems like there would be some things that would be too complex to transport.
Yes. And there should be things that are too complex to transport because power is required, right, to transport these things.
Especially types of energy.
Energy and mass.
Yeah. Yes. It just would seem to me. I'm no scientirist.
No, me neither.
But again, so me. I guess I just didn't have a strong feeling because last week we had an episode that I think that pissed me off so bad. Maybe I'm numb. I don't know. So. What is your? You have note? Did you reach your notes already?
Those are all my notes. So, here's my grade. Okay, they should have just transported the voles. There are 5 story strings here. That's too much. This is just a TV show, folks. It's just a very short little television
40-something minutes, right?
Cisco should have contacted Starfleet when he was told that the entire universe was at stake and that another entire universe was at stake. He does not do that. Instead, he goes to talk to Jake about his girlfriend. That's dumb. Was it the universe or just like most of the sector? Probably the universe. They use the word universe, which is why I'm pissed off about it. And then the whole weird thing about putting it in a containment field, being able to beam it, and taking it to the gamma quadrant to make the gamma quadrant deal with it. But if it's in the alpha quadrant and it keeps growing, it will expand and therefore destroying our universe and replacing it with the proto universe. But somehow when you get it to the gamma quadrant, after taking it through the wormhole, it will just keep growing and everything will be fine in the gamma quadrant. It's like somebody gave themselves a frontal lobotomy with a melon baller through their eye socket. This is dumb. It's not science fiction, and it's an F. That's why I keep saying filler, because it's like this. We crammed a bunch of crap into an episode to fill it up to get one made. Boom, and we'll get it out there on the assembly line of an episode. Yes. F, you're going with an F, are you? Oh yeah, it's a total F. I mean, wow. Why are they doing this? This is so stupid. This is what should have happened. We have the Jadzia episode. Instead of going and showing how sexually liberated she is and so on and so forth, she needs to work out what's going on with this symbiont. This new life form should be, I don't know, like a galaxy or something, like let's say like tantamount to like the Pinwheel Galaxy or something like that. I always say the Pinwheel Galaxy because I find it the most fascinating. It's my dream to get to the Pinwheel Galaxy. Don't make fun of me. So anyway, so if it's like a Pinwheel Galaxy, okay, and they have to, release it to the edge of the frontier or whatever. I get all that. Okay, that's science fiction, that's science fantasy, that's beyond what we can comprehend. They would have done that, that's fine. But allowing it to grow in a containment field, transporting it, running into it, having nothing happen to the runabout, Cisco not contacting Starfleet, even though the entire universe is at stake and another entire universe is at stake, and then they're going to go and dump it in the Gamma Quadrant, and he's talking to Jake about whether or not he could date a Dabo girl. This is a dumb episode. It's an F. It's an F.
Well, you all know what happens when Raquel gives an episode an F. It's Clawbony time.
Crap, 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 crap.
So I have it. I gave it a D myself. I can't believe that. This is one of the few times when that we don't both have an F. But I just thought it was dull. But I love your review. I love what you said though. So now I will ask our wonderful chat. And by the way, hey, whether you love it, if you could love it, no, you don't have to agree with us. Just give us please now go ahead and give us your reviews of Playing God, my friends.
Yeah, and I'll star them, and then we'll read them. We'll read them to everyone, because at this show we're not here for us. We're here for you, and we love this marvelous conversation. So we'll put your comments up on the marquee. We'll read them and we'll talk about them, and it'll be fun.
Yeah, indeediousness. Let's see here. Let's get those going.
Don't worry, Katie. The boss got it. I watched him star it, honey.
Oh yeah, I got it now. What, did Katie jump the gun on us? Oh my goodness, Katie, we're gonna have to give you the agonizer, put you in the agony booth. Just kidding. Yeah, she laughs at the agony booth. They can't hurt her.
Well, why don't we put her through the Klingon rite of ascension? We could do that.
Nah, she's too nice to be a Klingon. Sorry, Katie. You're a Dax. You're a symbiote. She's Katie Dax now. That's forever now. She is Katie Dax to me. But
I'm soft on ballerinas. You know how I feel about ballet. I'm a season ticket holder, so I mean, she's ballerina. She can get away with almost anything in my book.
Gotcha. Well, let's see here. Katie did say, I thought the Dax dilemma in this one was okay. I thought there were better Dax episodes. I'm with you there, Katie. Mm-hmm. I felt this one explored her emotions instead of her backstory and physical suffering and learning. She said, yeah, I see what you're saying. Absolutely, Katie. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Mr. Angel says, the premise that you can contain, in quotations, a proto-universe is frankly hilarious. The magnitude of energy it contains and unleashes is off the chart. Good luck trying to stop that. Yeah, I hear you, Mr. Angel. It was a little silly. Mm-hmm. The Catman says, Globby, I thought this was an okay episode. Thought there was way too much going on with it. Going on. Sorry.
True.
With me. Yes. Felt like I was going back and forth. Gave one a headache. Sorry. I gave it a D-. Wow. They should have picked out one topic instead. Yep. I see what you're saying. I do. I really get you. I get you. Shooter says C-. This episode is some good stuff in it, but not enough to rise above being average. Firstly, Argent isn't all that engaging of a character. I wasn't invested in his story that much. Mm. Yeah, I tend to agree on that one. Shooter says the introduction of Cardassian voles is interesting, and rodent infestations don't often come up in Star Trek and show a problem that, in theory, shouldn't happen, but would at a port like DS9.
Yeah, there are other mistakes too, and they keep making them, right? Like watching Quark blow the dust off of a bottle and things like that. Yeah, it's when they make mistakes and they make it too much of drama and not enough science. You notice the cracks, the fissures, I agree, Shooter.
Absolutely, isness. Seeing Jadzia's loose lifestyle and learning her history prior to joining, as well as more trill culture, is interesting. But I felt not compelling enough for an A story. I hear you there for sure.
That's a good point.
Very good point. Although the moral of finding your own path and not living your parents' dreams is a nice touch. We had this in the last episode with Jake and Ben.
We did.
Another good perk.
Raymond Feliciano just walked through the door, boss.
Hey, Raymond, what's up, dude? King Dolphin TV, man.
King Dolphin TV.
How's it going, Kimasabi? We're good to see you, buddy. And everyone, please, of course. Well, he could put a link into your channel for your channel there, Raymond. But please subscribe to his channel if you haven't done already. Oh, and I forgot to say, King Dolphin TV in color.
That's right.
The mystery substance brought back to be studied, I think he means, was interesting, but I couldn't believe the proto-universe plot. It felt like they had the wormhole flight planned, but needed a device to execute it. Oops. I did enjoy through the asteroid field. Maybe means the trip to the asteroid field. A good demonstration of inertia and space flight. Also reminds me of the meteor field in Star Fox 64, squeezing through that narrow gap. Thank you so much.
Sandra Feliciano has just joined us, boss.
Hey, Sandra. All right. How's it going, Sandra? And Raymond? I don't know if you have an opinion on this episode, Playing God. It's the first one we have tonight. But I hope you're both doing well. Great to see you, my friends. Let's see here. Mr. Angel says, no rating. I work completely from memory. The fact I cannot remember this is telling its impact on me and me not rating it. It apparently did not leave a single impression on me. Well, that's a fair cop. JT Kirk Surge. C-, Playing God. I watched this less than a week ago and forgot everything about it. You know what, JG? I watched it less than a week ago, and I'm struggling remembering stuff about it too. I don't blame you. That tells you what kind of impression it makes. So why does Cisco have such a bias against Dabo girls? I don't know, because I sure don't. But that's just me. Eric K says C-. Episode was a mess. Pick a plot and run with it. I think if they just stuck with one plot, they could have brought it together. Yeah. Hell, two would have been.
Getting back to what JT Kirk was saying too, it's not as though they're ladies of the evening, right? They're not escorts, they're not prostitutes, the Dabo girls. All of that can happen, with a cleanup crew in the Hollow Suite. So I'm not quite sure I understand why he doesn't like the Dabo girls either.
I'm a father. I don't think he dislikes Dabo. I hate to be devil's advocate on it, but he's just worried about his his young son with a girl that's older than him. Maybe I don't know. But that said, the thing that kind of bugs me about it is I think he might want to be like, when I was 18, I would have been just wanting to do what Jake's doing, so I can't judge him.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But I don't know if he hates Dabo girls, but yeah.
But JT Kirk does raise a good point, and everyone in the chat is now discussing it. It's like, what is the nature of a Dabo girl? Is it because she's kind of like the trickster at the local carnival or the local exhibition where, you have to throw a baseball at the plates, but they have the plates glued down. Like, is it because... Well,
in fairness, she is working for Quark. So
this is what I'm saying. So it's just, it really sketchy. It gets you into the nature of what is a Dabo girl? Is the Dabo... So everyone's discussing it, and it's a cool topic. Enough. And
it's a fair cop. Fabio 100 says, rated C, mainly for the science part. Thank you so much, Fabio. Appreciate that. Neuratanax Amandabear says, F. I really don't like this one. Though I like Dax, I don't like any of the story of her species or episodes about them. Maybe there's an exception. I don't know. Plus, Dabo Girl, not believable, and universe sucked. Gotcha. Would you like to read ED? Go for a Nick.
I will get on over there now if you want to watch the live.
I'll switch with you there. Okay.
Hello, my wonderful friend, enigmatic drop bear, the erudite bear. Such beautiful comments, and I love the conversation you create here. Thank you so much for being here. Enigmatic drop bear has a 5-parter here. He gives this episode a D. He says, back-to-back triple plot episodes and episodes, along with Blood Oath, that finally do some real work to flesh out Jadzia's character as distinct from the symbiont Dax. Jadzia is initially a little insecure in her role as Arjun's docent, determined to eschew Curzon's approach to the role. This helps convey the real potential for a Trill host identity crisis. The two subplots were problematic, one more so than the other. The Vol subplot was a nothing burger. And the I love that saying, nothing burger. Mm-hmm. And the proto-universe subplot, unfortunately, had the hallmarks of an afterthought. Yeah, and using universe.
Yeah.
You know, go look up what universe means. For a 5, the proto-universe concept had huge potential. Instead, it was discovered like an errant hitchhiker, then conveniently returned to the ridiculously named and conceived subspace interface pocket. I love it. I love it.
Nice.
And the final entry, 5 of 5, the notion that the crew would ruminate over the ethics of destroying it or discarding it is absurd, right? And not consulting Starfleet in so doing. And then he says, both options in the Star Trek context are entirely unsatisfying, even offensive. And I totally, completely, absolutely agree. I'm going back to the live tab. Thank you so much for that enigmatic drop bear. Great comments.
Indeed. Did I miss anybody?
I think you have 3 in there.
Okay.
We have our ship expert in there. We have Raymond, and we have Katie.
Wolfie says C-. A decent Dax background. Let's see. I think they tried to do too much with this episode. I like the idea that those scummy Kardashians. I like when people say Kardashians, even though
they love it.
Left behind the horrible naked mole rats. Wolfie. Raymond says, F. When you have a kludge of various plots, it does not work well. Yeah, Raymond. I hear you. I'm totally with you there too.
Raymond. And it's like 5. It's like 5. And like 3 are strong and 2 are weak, and it's just all over the place. It's like finger painting in your feces. It's getting everywhere, and you just need to stop and shower.
And I wouldn't recommend even doing that at all. But
very poopy. It's a very poopy thing.
But Katie did say this on the subject of the Dabo girls. I'm not fond of that concept. We all know that Dabo girls have a reputation, and Sisko was right to be concerned for his son's morals and future ability to hold a stable and healthy relationship. I tend to agree, Katie. Chris Persia says, he's got some more coming up.
He has some more coming, yeah. Okay. And so does Mark.
Okay, no problem, no hurry. He says, F. Although discovering a proto-universe is intriguing, discarding something that will expand to encompass an entire universe in a different quadrant of the same galaxy does not bode well. Hang on. Okay. Sisko not notifying Starfleet made no sense. Boy, right? That's so true. And goes against protocols. I suppose he really is playing God, while the Arjun and Dax story wasn't compelling and only served as a poor filler.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And weird that Sisko is able to play the counselor to both his son and his best friend.
Right.
Meanwhile.
Right.
Like.
Crazy. The only positive was the discovery of the Cardassian Vols, which when grilled and served with a bottle of Zinfandel.
No, Zinfandel.
Zinfandel? Okay.
I think it's Zinfandel.
Make for a fine evening. I don't know what that means. Chris Persia, you rascal. Thank you, Chris Persia.
So you like sweet wine, hey? Or do you just think that that would make a really good pairing? Rosé all day, baby. Rosé all day. You know what I love, Chris Persia? I love rosé champagne. Well, not champagne, Prosecco. I love rosé Prosecco. So good.
Mark D, what they see for our final review of this episode, as far as I know.
No, the Comic Relief Crusader just blew in his review, and it's going to be funny. There are exclamation points.
I'm having some problems with my computer here. Oh, maybe it's either my mouse or I just had a slow computer here. So we'll do Mark's in a second. We'll go ahead. We'll go because he likes to be the caboose. So the Comic Relief Crusader says F this episode. Just kidding. Again, means F minus, so that's a separator. I'm always confused. Hey, some dude want to destroy the universe? Let's zap the problem elsewhere. Problem solved. Now it'll never threaten the universe ever. Dumb.
Right? I totally agree.
Absolutely-ishness. Thank you, sir. B minus for the engineer. It's his favorite episode of the entire series.
Barf.
No, he just gives it a B minus. It's not his favorite. He says, what were they so worried about? It may only be a practice of a particle of preanimate matter. No need to. Oh, God. All right, with the Rathacon, that's you. Need to contact Starfleet. That's his backstory was interesting. I like her front story myself, but her back is pretty nice too. I'm sorry. I went
Don't
there.
Don't make me ugly laugh on air.
I went there. Sorry, Katie. By the way, we have a lady. We have a lady here with me, and a lady in the chat, and two ladies in the chat. And I made that comment. I'm so sorry. Sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry. Cough button. And learning how difficult it was for Trill to be eligible for the joining was fascinating. Ultimately, way too predictable. You knew Arjun was going to get his moment to be a hero. Let's see here.
Right.
What's wrong with this thing? And who wrote the science in this episode? Definitely not Carl Sagan. No.
Yeah. And did you see? Look at what Mr. Angel put.
Mr. Angel says,
look at this.
Mark D with this. See, I think Daffy Duck wrote the science part of this episode because it was beyond wacky. It was Duck Dodgers.
Yeah.
Daffy Duck, a.k.a. Duck Dodgers in the 24th and a half century.
Despicable.
Thank you, Katie. So, are we ready for our next episode, folks? We're going fast tonight.
We are.
It's okay. We can make some bonus features later. All right. Our next episode is
Profit
and Loss.
This is season 2, episode 18. And for all you international folks wondering why your streaming service doesn't line up, it's prod code 438. We all watched this for the very first time, well, most of us anyways, on March 21st, 1994. Let's turn to the Wikipedia, where the internet has decided what the plot is. I'm going to read extemporaneously. Let's do it.
Katie, get that long review ready because Blood Oath is after this one.
Dad Man Clan, and we love you too, honey.
Love you, bud. And the Dad Man Clan. Hope you were doing well. But yes, Katie, the Blood Oath is after this one. Then they call him Scuba Pete.
Scuba Pete and Leslie. Hey, did your present get there yet? Jeez. Okay. The Cardassian professor Natima Lang, Mary Crosby, who is Bing Crosby's daughter, arrives at Deep Space Nine with her students, RAQUEL and Hogue, political dissidents intent on reforming the oppressive Cardassian military government. Lang and Quark were once lovers. Ew. Lang ended the relationship after Quark betrayed her trust and now wants nothing to do with him, but he still has feelings for her. When Lang sees Garak at Quark's bar, she panics, guessing he will inform the Cardassian government of their presence. In the guise of a conversation about fashion, Garak hints to Quark that Lang's radical beliefs and companions are likely to lead to her death. Quark offers Lang his assistance, but she refuses, not trusting him to care about anyone but himself. Meanwhile, a Cardassian warship arrives and threatens the station. Garrick explains to the DS9 senior staff that Cardassian Central Command wants Hogue and RAQUEL, whom he describes as terrorists, handed over. Quark offers Hogue and RAQUEL a contraband cloaking device to help them escape, on the condition that Lang stay with him. Lang has an argument with Quark, during which she accidentally shoots a phaser at Quark, stunning him. Horrified, Lang finally admits that she loves him, and Quark finally manages to convince her to stay. Ew! Lang and her students are arrested by Security Chief Odo. The Bajoran government has agreed to turn them over to the Cardassians in exchange for the release of several Bajoran prisoners. A former rival of Garrick's, Gul Toran, tells Garrick that Central Command wants the prisoners dead. In exchange for killing them, Garrick will be allowed to return to Cardassia. Oh my goodness, we have a correct use of a semicolon here. This is very good. Wow. Quark convinces Odo to release Lang and her students. Garrick agrees. Garrick greets them, at their ship, where he laments that he must now kill Quark as well. Turan appears, revealing that he only used Garrick to learn Hogue and RAQUEL's whereabouts. The offer of a return to Cardassia was a lie. Garrick shoots him and allows Lang, Hogue, and RAQUEL to escape. Lang convinces Quark to let her leave, promising to return to Kim when her work reforming the Cardassian government is done. Quark sadly lets her go. Once she leaves, Quark asks why Garrick shot Turan, and Garrick asks why Quark let Lang go. Well, that wasn't the best writing there. I had no chance. I love her, Quark says. Garrick replies, and I love Cardassia, which explains what I did. And that is all the internet has to say about the plot of Profit and Loss. What did you think of the episode, boss?
Well, first I want to shout out Andrew 462. Hello there. And Michael Beacom is here.
Michael Beacom, the Beacoms. Cassandra and Michael, hello.
Yes. Shout out to you. Good to see you. Okay, first of all, I did not profit one bit. I call this episode more of a loss. Because it was boring. I just, again, that's one of the things about the show, which I love the show. You get a lot of political intrigue episodes. Now, not entirely, because anytime you get to see Garrick, there's some interest there. I mean, he's just such a great character. I like Garrick. However, man, you're talking about that bit at the end right there where, he lets her go and he says, why did you let her go, or whatever? And he tells her, and then he says, why did you shoot with her? I love Cardassia. Well, I don't know what the hell that even means. Everything about him's cryptic anyway. It's just, at that point, I didn't care. What I loved? I loved moving on to another episode, because I was just, look, Kathy, what's her name? Is it Kathy? What's her something? Mary Crosby.
Yeah, Mary Crosby.
Remember her? She used to be on Dallas. Lovely woman.
Yes.
I'm not saying, I don't know. Look, I really do love the character of Quark. I'm not buying Quark and a Cardassian woman together.
When their prosthetics meet, vomit ensues. Do you know what I mean? There's just so much vomit. Like, imagine what Armin Shimmerman's like his mouth appliance. Imagine what it smells like. Probably bologna and feet.
How are any chicks in any of this Ferengi dudes? I don't know. I mean, she's I don't know what the hell. I just don't really care about it that much. Again, I like some of the intrigue here and there. I like Quark, as a character. I like Garrick a lot, but it's just, to be perfectly honest, I can't. It's sort of like that last episode. It was just taking up space. It was just like it was passing the time of day. This episode, it's like a buddy of mine used to say this about a buffet we used to go to. When people would tease us about not being the best food or anything, he would say, hey, it has mass and it occupies space. Meaning it's decent enough and it filled us up, and that was that. That's what this does. It's filled us up. It filled up an episode, and there's some interesting character stuff. I'm not saying it's necessarily terrible, but I don't really need to see all the quirky, romancy stuff. I don't buy him as the kind of guy that would have this woman, this beautiful woman, even this is Cardassian and all this stuff, just pining for him all this time, even though she hates him, but she really thinks she hates him, but she really loves him so much. We're just a few weeks removed from another Quark romance episode.
I know, and they're really pushing this, and I don't understand it. Do you know what I mean? Especially when, like, she starts rubbing his ears, which is obviously Umox. And then he starts touching the scales on her neck, and they both start acting as though they're very amorous.
Notes.
All right. Mary Crosby, Denise Crosby's auntie and Bing Crosby's daughter. This story was borrowed from Casablanca. A March 20th, 2015 article on StarTrek.com, so it is verified, states that the episode was initially called Here's Looking at You, Kid, but was changed to avoid copyright and other legal issues. We do have some great dialogue here with Odo and Quark, some great humor. Then we have some great dialogue with Garak and Quark, more great humor, but there's no science fiction here. It's okay drama, it's okay comedy, but there's no science fiction here. There are lots of yucky alien sexy times, and then I put an exclamation point. And some well-written dialogue, some. And those are all my notes.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not sitting here saying it's bad. I don't think it's bad. It got the job done. It did okay. Just kind of not really what I sign up for when I watch a show like this necessarily. It's it's just. But you're right about something. I think a lot of the dialogue, is good, and there's some good stuff going on. I love Garak. It's just not really my kind of episode.
Imagine what their kids would look like. Like, imagine Tima and Quark's kids.
I don't think I'd like to be imagining that. Thank you very much. Thank you for the offer.
Like spoon forehead, plus the little boobs, the little forehead boobs, plus the big ears, plus this the lizardy kind of body.
Well, first of all, when he had his little fling with that Ferengi woman, and she says, "Well, I don't want to be, like a subservient Ferengi woman." With not even able to wear clothes, and he says, "Well, that's too bad. That's what I want." Well, that's wasn't going to be that way with this woman. He wasn't going to make her do that. So I thought a Ferengi wanted that. I don't know, but anyway, neither here nor there.
It's inconsistent. It is intellectually inconsistent, and therefore it becomes emotionally inconsistent. And if you're making drama in a science fiction show and you don't have any science fiction, you better make sure that emotional connection is there. And it's just not.
No, it isn't. So, what is your rating of Profit and Loss?
It is a C+. I should give it less than a C+. But the thing is that the dialogue is very good. This is really great dialogue. However, it's dialogue that goes nowhere. You feel like you're watching I was too old to watch Degrassi Junior High, but that's what it feels like. You feel like you're watching some type of CW thing where all of the fifis are going somewhere and you're just not sure where. And they don't serve the plot. They don't serve. I don't know what's happening here. I don't care. All I know is that spoon forehead, a reptilian spoon forehead having sex with booby forehead was really gross, and just watching them touch their mouths just made me want to herk. Sorry.
Wow. Well, I give it a C, and that's just being kind of kind of there. It's look, whatever. All right, my friends in the chat, please, if you would, start your reviews, and we will read them. It's what we do around here.
Chris, I love you.
We have Raquel, the spoon on the forehead with those hairs and the Cardassian neck. Oh my God.
I love you, Chris.
So review away if you care. If any of you even care about the episode, you don't have to, I guess. Are you starring them?
I'm starring them right now. I'm sorry to Mr. Angel, who can probably hear all of the cars driving by my home.
I can't hear that.
I just love the fresh air, and we're getting to a point here in Canada where we won't be able to open the windows pretty soon.
Wow. Well, we'll start reading those while you're starring. The Catman, a.k.a. D.D. Myers, says, Clobby, this was one boring episode. This one put me to sleep and on and off. Oh, put me to sleep on and off. I give this one a C-. Had some okay scenes. Actors and actress did okay with what they were given, I thought. Dialogue good and bad. Okay. Thank you so much, Catman. I appreciate that.
Great review. Thank you so much, sweetheart.
Lord Feliciano as in Raymond says, C, a big pile of meh. Fair. I can't argue with that, buddy. Midnight's Oblivion says C-. There
gotcha.
You go. Wolfie says,
oh, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just got excited because we've known him for so long. He's our friend. D. Bud Martin just walks through the door.
Say it again. You cut out.
D. Bud Martin just walks through the door.
D. Bud, what's up, buddy?
Yay!
All right, man. Good to see you, bro. Rating B- says Wolfie. Also reject the title. Ears looking at you, kid. Good. Hey, not all Kardashians. I love when he says Kardashians.
I know, me too.
Are bad. Great Garrick building episode. The romance was forced between Quark and Natima.
Yeah, and it was grody. Forced. It was grody to the max, man.
Grody. Yeah.
It was grody.
No argument out of me. Insecure, sweaty charm. Jesus. Neck bones and erect ears. What the hell are strange bedfellows? She did her neck trick into his ear. Jesus. Wolfie. All right, Wolfie. Dude. Thanks for all. Wolfie. Jesus.
Agonizer, please.
Could you imagine if she like shot venom at him or something? Like, is there something we don't know about the Cardassians? Like, after he rubbed her little scales, imagine if she just went.
Jesus. Scuba Pete says B-. Song, I like big globes and I cannot lie. Those other parties cannot deny. Scuba, I tried with that one, duder. Thank you so much, the great Scuba Pete.
I like big lobes and I cannot lie.
Oh my God. Mr. Angel says, A, I laughed my behind off with this episode. Respect to Quark, Intergalactic Playboy, and Man of Mystery. Thank you, Mr. A. He found this one amusing. Excellent. Well, there you go. Classic Comic says, I don't know why Quark ever thought he could trust her. She shot JR after all. That's true. That is a good point. She did shoot JR.
Yep.
You just can't trust those Kardashians. Shooter says A-. Damn that dress. Yuza? Okay. Is that like Yuza? Damn that dress, Yuza. Quark in love plus Garrick. This episode has it all. We learn that there is a Cardassian underground fighting to take control from the military and reform Cardassia. Let's see. Quark and Garrick's interaction reveals more about the two than just the subtext of the conversation. Quark is more than just greedy and Garrick is dangerous. And again, I like that kind of stuff in the episode. Shooter, I did like any scenes with Quark and Garrick are gold. I'm with you there. Garrick's the villain in this piece, but even at the end, his actions are personally endear, and his actions, and I think it means personally endear the viewer to him. Okay, that's a well-written and acted character. We learn he is a patriot for good or ill.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Hang on to something. See if I got an emergency.
My husband likes Quark as well, Katie.
Oh, we have our chief engineer has informed us that JT Kirk joined.
Yay!
At the CLOBBERIN. Is that what you're telling me? That he joined, or he already? Okay, it says
honored and charmed
for 2 months. Is that what it says? Does that mean he joined, Mark? Thank you, JT Kirk, if that's what that means. So JT Kirk, member 1 month, member for 2 months, clobber on a level. Quark needs the Federation marshmallow holder now. Well, that's for sure. I'm not clear on that with that message, buddy, but that's just me being dense. Sorry. Thank you, though, JT Kirk. Appreciate you, bro. He says, he goes on, shooter. Garrick's the villain in this piece, but but personally endeared the viewer. Let's see, that's well written, active character. We learn he is a patriot for good or ill. Okay, gotcha. Sorry. Shooter, let me get the other one here. He says, as for the love story, this is one I don't mind. A tragedy that despite their differences, they love each other, but can't move beyond those differences. Like poetry almost. That's a fair cop.
I just want to interject very quickly because I don't want to get too far behind here. Captain, Snail Messiah has joined us.
Hey.
Everyone, welcome, Snail Messiah.
Snail, good to see you, my friend. I hope you are doing well. All right, way across the world there. I'm having a great, for you, which would be a day, I think, daytime over there. I love Quark checking the furniture for Odo. That was funny. Yeah. Before revealing he has the cloaking device, an awfully small device to be capable of cloaking a ship, even a small ship. But yeah, I wondered about that, shooter.
Very tiny.
That's a good point. That was just a lot there.
I wouldn't be throwing something that powerful to the floor like that. But yes, when he pinky tastes to see if it's Odo, it's pretty funny.
That was funny. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I never said it was a bad episode.
No.
I thought the Kardashians had already handed over all of the Bajoran prisoners twice. Finally, Odo refusing to make a deal with Quark and releasing his prisoners in the name of justice is pure gold. Now, I have an issue. Now, I'm glad you reminded me of that because this episode is not particularly memorable. Here's something I don't understand, shooter. Maybe you could help me. Maybe Raquel could help me. Since when does Odo have the authority to let them go?
He doesn't.
And what did Cisco say? The episode ends. Odo's breaking the rules. He can't let them go. The Bajoran government made an agreement with the Cardassian government, and Cisco's even out of the loop.
That's
so
right.
Odo let him go. What happened? There's no ramifications for Odo. That's just absolute lazy writing.
Yep.
And I totally forgot about it because I don't make notes. I'm just not good at that sort of thing.
But
that's
true.
A big bad plot point to this.
Yep.
Odo just said, "Yeah, I'll let you go then." Well, is Odo in trouble? No, they don't say anything. But the scene was great now. Don't get me wrong, shooter. I'm with you. But JT Kirk says, B, I thought this was fun. It's not deep Star Trek, and the awkwardness and hilarity of Quark in love was enough this time. I think it's enough. I love the exploration of Garrick's character and his desire to get home.
Boss, I have to interrupt for 2 eggs of a dog's tail to tell you that Phantom Outsider is here.
Hey, Fanty! What's up, duder? I hope you are doing well, old chum.
Michael just put up his review. Okay, I'm going to go back to mute so I can start selecting them. I'll be back.
Okay, go ahead. Eric K., the great bronze Rinshaw says, C-. I love Garrick, but it was meh. Liked how he killed the gull without a flinch. Yeah. You now know for sure he is something very special and important. Yes, true enough there. Thank you so much, great Eric K. And the lovely Katie Dax. Sorry, Katie, takes a while. Sorry. My apologies, my dear. Katie Dax says, not a bad episode for me. I enjoyed seeing the humanist side of Quark, because we all know behind his heart of Latinum is a heart of love. Deep down. I thought following losing Pell, yes, that was in a previous episode called The Nagus, right? Or was it The Nagus? What episode was that? Not The Nagus. I forget the episode now. Quark needed someone, but it was clear that Natima wasn't meant for him. I also liked the Garrick intrigue that gave the audience the is he or isn't he on their side. That aspect was good. Thank you so much, Katie Dax. Appreciate you. Love you. The great Chris Persia says. Oh, by the way, Katie gave it a solid B. Sorry about that, Katie. Persia says, as in great Chris Persia, he The master of the Canadian wrench says C. I suppose even Quark can seem enigmatic to a Bajoran sympathizer due to his support during the occupation of Bajor. I might have to question the sensibilities of the Alpha Quadrant women. Good point. Oh my goodness, Chris, there you go. The plot surrounding Natima, Raquel, and Hogue trying to usher in democracy in Cardassia was interesting, but most importantly, it served to bring a moment for just plain and simple Garrick. Yeah. Well said, the Chris Persia. I am right there on the same page with you. Now, number one, we have a great friend named Dripe Bear with a monument, an Espic, or so, you know, we love Esh, but we may have to change it to an Edpic because, you know, ED.
Yep.
An Edpic. We'll name it after him. We'll still love you, Ash, but if you ever come back, we'll give you a title. But, you know, an Edpic.
Let's get it on. We got a 9-parter. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Go for it.
Okay. Enigmatic Drop Bear gives this a B. And this is what the erudite bear has to say. Saddle up, lock and load. This retelling of Casablanca was simultaneously intriguing yet baffling and was replete with inconsistencies and an abundance of continuity flaws. That's quite the thesis statement. Love it. Odo unilaterally decides, seemingly without consequence, to release the dissidents, thereby defying the Bajoran Provisional Government, Starfleet, and the Cardassians. Well, you know, he'll just change into a toaster. Isn't he supposed to be law enforcement officer? Or is he supposed to be a law enforcement officer or a vigilante? Yeah,
Good question. Got me.
Homecoming established that, as far as Bajor and the Federation are aware, the Cardassians are not holding Bajoran prisoners, so there was no basis for an exchange. It's true. It's true. I didn't even think of that. But you know what? The episode isn't even interesting enough for me to even care about that. But that is such a great point. Oh my gosh. That's such a great point, and it's not even that far off in the episodes. This is a genius observation. I love you.
He did at finest.
Right? He's dropping the mic. You are watching Enigmatic Drop Bear. Dropping the mic right now. Okay, I found myself wanting to know more about Hogue and Raquel, especially when it was revealed that the Cardassian government were hunting them down and desperately seeking their extradition. Unfortunately, the planks of wood that played the dissidents did not come across as particularly dangerous or worthy of such strong-armed actions by the Cardassian Central Command. Oh my goodness, this might actually be your best review ever. Quark is a tragic character with his predisposition to prioritize his Ferengi values over happiness and fulfillment. There's also something decidedly Freudian about his attraction to strong women. Yes, exactly, because they're not going to get naked and be a slave. Like the Paradon replicant technology, a handheld ship cloaking device is so profoundly game-changing that it is potentially universe-destroying, right? Power! And 9 of 9. Finally, I love the way that Garrick talks in euphemisms. Was he giving Quark a warning or a threat?
Yes.
Robinson is a masterclass in subtlety and inference. Edie,
always ED.
I think you should stand up and take a bow, because I do believe that is the best review you've ever done. And you pointed out things that I didn't even think of, that none of us thought of. And it was genius. And I love you. And that is such great fodder for conversation. You're the best. You're the best, and we love you. Okay, boss, I'm going back to the live tab.
We have a pod racing Palpatine popping in there.
And Zathras. Crack,
and
crack,
Zathras.
crack.
Let's see, Palpatine says, I stumbled into the wrong stream. There's a distinct lack of Star Wars here. Oh, I'm sorry, pod racing Palpatine.
Aww.
I apologize. I do love me some old Star Wars, but it's Star Trek night. Damn us. But it's still good to see you, and we're glad you popped in to say hello. You're always welcome. Even if you don't like Star Trek, you can hang out with us or stop in and say hello sometimes. It's good to see you.
Yes. Or you could just come over to the dark side. and
Yes.
like Star Trek better. I'm just offering that up. And before we get too far away from it, folks, could we get some microphones dropped in the chat for enigmatic drop
Yeah.
air?
Well done, sir. Well done, sir. Anonymous says, man, I just can't believe the bigotry going on against the beautiful Ferengi people tonight.
Ew.
They are a bunch of, I don't know. I mean, I like Quark, actually. I really do. They are a wonderful, intelligent, and dignified race with an inner and outer beauty that surpasses all understanding. Well, you know, you've convinced me, buddy. That's me convinced.
Pod racing Palpatine.
Yes.
How about that? You could watch Star Wars anywhere.
Let's see here. And now that's pod racing. Okay. Now that and Amanda Bear says, "Hey, I like this episode, and I can't think of any complaint, even the gross alien stuff. I wonder if TLD will have the character Natima on an episode eventually. I know what show you're referring to. I'm glad you put it in letters there. It's nice of you. I don't know. Maybe they will. But anyway, thank you, Neurotonax Amanda Bear. Appreciate that. You like that one? That is excellent. Love you. Chris Persia says
Palpatine knows Chris Persia.
Of course he does. I know. We've seen Pod Racing Palpatine here before. Everyone knows who he is.
Really? I don't remember. What, am I getting old?
In.
What's wrong with me, Pod Racing Palpatine?
It's been a while since he's popped in, but I've popped in on other streams and everything.
Okay, one more just for you.
Pod Racing Palpatine is good people. So, okay. Chris Persia says, it's not the size of the cloak that matters, it's how you implement it. Yeah.
I love that comment. I know it's not a review, but I love the comment. I had to see it.
Doesn't Garrick sell cloaks? Boosh McFadden? Yes. He does. He does. We got 2 reviews from Michael Beacom. What's the deal, Michael?
I don't know, honey. I see the review. I start. There were lots of them.
But I got a couple after you'd already started those, so I'm not sure. I'm confused. So I'll just go with all of them. Yeah. The great Michael Beacom says, D, expect the title to change to Quark's Cafe Americana. Of course, yeah, the Casablanca reference.
Yeah.
At least they did not ravage astrophysics this time. I saw Quark and Natima do their damnedest to try and make sparks fly. Meh. Guess it was for the alien. It was for the alien sex fans. See Robert Meyer Burnett. Hey, big shout out to Robert Meyer Burnett. Clobbering Times likes RMB, and we are on friendly terms with him. And he's been here before, a guest here, and nothing but the best for RMB. Just once, but I didn't know that he likes that though. RMB, shame on you, boy. Just once, just once want to see Garrick with a John Le Carre book in the background. Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Yeah, I get it. Wow. All right, let's see here. Overall vanilla. Didn't hurt DS9 overall. Didn't help. Companion page 129. Bear. Quark. You don't take Woody Allen and make him into Bogart. The scenes with Quark drove me mad. That's Ira Stephen Bear, I guess. He's referring to. And then he's got another one.
Oh, that's because this is playing God.
Oh, this is okay. All right,
playing God, boss.
Let me backtrack to playing God. That's okay.
Yeah.
D-. Fair enough. I just didn't. I hear you. When Trek Classic inspired people to teach careers, jobs in space, and tech innovation, we can count the achievements. When episodes like this turn people away. Good point there. Wow. Thank you, sir. He says also, that was the same one. It was just one. Okay, so I had it up there twice for some reason. No. I must have got rid of his second one instead of his first one. Damn it. Shite. Okay. I got to go back and find your second one there, Michael. My apologies. I got him backwards. Oh, no, I hear you, Michael. I was just kidding around. I know you like R&B. We all like R&B here. Well, not all. Let me say it all, but I mean, we're fine with them. trying to find a
Oh,
second.
Michael just put it up for you again.
I got it.
You're the best, Michael.
I must have got rid of him, but thank you, Michael. Oh yeah, he is top notch here. Astrophysics, we cannot tell because it is invisible. Imagine if the next Degrassi Tyson saw this and changed his life path from the stars to day trading or restaurant management instead. Yaggle.
Terrific.
Let's see here. Well, we haven't got a. I'm sure Mark D with the C has a review on this one. We haven't seen him yet, have we?
Oh,
Mark D?
Mark D with a C. I know engineers. They love to change things.
Did he have? Listen, it maybe. Did you put one up yet, dude? Or
what's your problem, anyway?
There he is. There he is.
There you go.
B-. Quark's got game. Don't discount the power of the lobes. Okay, here he comes. He's probably busy doing.
It's coming. It's coming. 2
stuff.
4s up.
He's doing engineer stuff. Political intrigue is well done, but I miss sci-fi stories. Odo has gone soft. How did he explain the prisoner's escape? They overpowered him. Yeah, it made no sense.
Nah, that's dumb.
Somebody reminded me about that.
Weak sauce.
At least the science in this episode is better than the last one because there's no science at all, is there?
I think that's Mark's point.
Yeah,
He's probably laughing in his chair right now.
It's a great dialogue, especially after Garrick saves Quark. I'm going to see to it that every Ferengi on the station shops at your store.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. I guess we're ready to move on to our next episode.
Let's do it.
All righty then. While you start on that, I'm gonna go take a piece of medicine because I need something bad.
Don't forget to get water.
Let's see here. Where are we at? The next episode, folks, is here we go. All right, Blood Oath.
Blood Oath. So while the boss takes his medicine, please make sure, Wrenches, that you are alert because I cannot look at the chat. Yes,
Right
folks,
back.
we have arrived at Blood Oath, Season 2, Episode 19. And since we're international and some of those streaming services are messing up those numbers, please know that it is prod code 439. We all watched this for the very first time on March 28th, 1994. And I'm going to be reading from Wikipedia. So this is user-generated, and I'm going to be reading extemporaneously. Let's see what they have to say. Let's see what the internet has to say about the plot of Blood Oath. It looks kind of long. Security Chief Odo is having a succession of problems with Klingons. First, Quark complains about an elderly drunken Klingon monopolizing a holosuite. Odo removes the man, Kor, and then takes him to a holding cell. A short time later, another Klingon, Koloth, comes to release Kor, but storms out when he sees how drunk Kor is. Jadzia Dax overhears their names and realizes why they have come, which is confirmed when they are joined by a third Klingon, Kang. 81 years ago, the 3 Klingons destroyed the power base of a pirate leader known as the Albino. Dun, dun, dun! The pirate retaliated by infecting each of their firstborn sons with a deadly virus. Very biblical. Curzon Dax, a close friend of the 3 Klingons, was godfather to Kang's murdered son, and the 4 of them swore a Klingon blood oath to find and kill the albino. Now, Kang says he has finally found him. Jadzia confides in Major Kira Nerys that she feels obligated to pursue Curzon's oath, but Kira warns her about what killing someone will do to her. Kang likewise tells Jadzia that she is not bound by Curzon's oath, but she insists on joining in on their quest so she can avenge her godson. Kor, as buoyant as ever, is delighted to have her along. Koloth is dismissive until she shows him her skills with a Klingon batleth. Kang refuses to accept her until she angers him by questioning his honor. Before Jadzia can request a leave of absence, Commander Benjamin Sisko confronts her in her quarters, refusing her request before she can make it. Jadzia tells him that she is going and begs him not to make her disobey a direct order. He does not give her permission to go, but does not stop her either. En route to the albinos' hideout, the four plan their attack. Kang suggests an aggressive frontal assault, which the Klingons agree to. Jadzia confronts him afterwards and finds out that the albino had offered Kang a glorious death at the hands of 40 of his best men. Kang, believing the albino's defenses are impenetrable, had accepted. Dax creates an alternative plan to disable all the energy weapons in the albino's base, restricting them to hand-to-hand combat. Kang agrees to the new plan. They transport to the surface and find that the albino has booby-trapped. Boobies! Had booby-trapped the main gate to kill Kang and the others before the fight started. The four move through the compound and confront the albino in his chambers. During the fight, Koloth is killed and Kang is mortally wounded. Jadzia disarms the albino, who taunts her, claiming she can't follow through. Kang kills the distracted albino before dying himself. Kor and Jadzia leave the compound, and Kor sings a song to his fallen comrades. And that is all the internet collectively has to say about Blood Oath. What'd you think of the episode, boss?
I love it. I'm sorry. Again, may have some faults. I know they don't explain why they're heavy metal Klingons, and they don't explain why they look different from the original series. It's kind of a, again, not what you call science fiction episode, but my sentimentality is just too connected to the original series to see these three great actors come back and play these characters. I like the story idea. I like there was some great moments. You know, the way this is almost a coming out episode for Dax to me. I've already loved her. Don't get me wrong. To see this part of Dax and Jadzia is just absolutely terrific. John Colicos is magnificent. Seeing Michael Ansara and William Campbell reprise these roles, all of basically each one of them Kirk's bitch. Because Kirk beat them all.
That's right.
But great characters, great actors. It's just sheer joy watching these guys come back and play these characters again. And it's pure sentimentality. It's nothing really science fiction about it necessarily, something like that. But it is just so well written. These characters are so well done, so well acted. I just it gets my heartstrings when I watch this episode.
Yeah, me too.
And there you go. So we have notes.
I do have notes. So in case you didn't notice, folks, it's John Colicos, Kor from Errand of Mercy. That is TOS Season 1, Episode 26. And then we have the great William Campbell, Koloth from The Trouble with Tribbles, which is, of course, TOS Season 2, Episode 15. Then we have Michael Ansara, Kang from Day of the Dove, TOS Season 3, Episode 7. Yep. And then I wrote some notes because I'm a little perturbed at how the filth lovers don't like this episode. What? So, and they say some dumb stuff about it. So I'm just going to come back with my comeback here. So I wrote some notes, and these are those notes. Some people say this is a disappointing display of continuity error. So you're accentuating the continuity errors. These people are absolute and total nincompoops. Colicos, who was supposed to become a series regular but couldn't, and Roddenberry both wanted Klingons to be far more alien, but there was no budget. Everyone knows from watching our coverage of that original Errand of Mercy, it was John's idea to put makeup on. And besides, Billy Campbell was also Trelane. So as a rhetoric teacher, I would like you to if you're one of these filth people, I would like you to re-examine your level of argumentation, because if Billy can't play Koloth with the advent of the makeup Gene Roddenberry always wanted, then why not name Trelane? So your rhetoric sucks. It blows. Alien appearances enhance science fiction. This is a stupid argument, and I'm going to stand by that. Alien appearances enhance science fiction. Gene has made it clear. I have shown proof of this, and Mark actually was showing proof of this on the Clubhouse, that Gene always wanted that. They just didn't have the money or the ability to do it. They had to keep uniforms that they shrunk at the dry cleaners by accident because they had no money. Like, they really had no money, people. So anyways, that's a stupid argument. Stop putting your stupid arguments out on the internet. think before you type. Anyway, this is a fun action-adventure science fiction. We have lots of science fiction folded into this fun action-adventure, and it's just beautiful to see these characters again. I also wrote, before the internet, this is very personal, but I'm just going to say it. Before the internet, I thought the albino was John Malkovich. I 100% thought that the albino was being played by John Malkovich. And yeah, that's pre-internet, so whatever. It was so nice to see John, William, and Michael again. My heart was soaring, and I was so happy that John Colicos got his wish, which was that the Klingons would look more alien, and that we could have this wonderful science fiction adventure enhancing the Klingons. So John got his wish, and we got all three of these marvelous actors back, and it's just terrific to see. And any TOSer, their heart is just, it's so full watching this marvelous fun episode. And that's it.
Right there with you. Loved it. It's a heart grabber, especially for fans of the original series, and showing these old characters. And so, yeah, love it. What is your rating?
Because they gave John his way, and because Gene got his wish that the Klingons would look more alien, and that it would be three of the most fundamental Klingons in all of Star Trek lore, it's an A-.
Well, I got it at an A, and I love it. So
yeah, it's great. I'd like a little bit more science fiction in it, but that's being really tough on that episode. But I liked the action adventure, and I love those three men. Those three men are really important to our lore. They're important to our mythos. So yeah, love it.
So all right, my friends, go ahead and begin your whatever your ratings and whatever words you may have about Blood Oath. You may begin. You may not, but you may. And see what we got going on here. Yeah. So, yeah. Great stuff. And it was just so much fun to see. John Colicos was terrific. Boltar from the original Battlestar Galactica, of course. I am cool. So, yeah, he's cool. And again, since we've all seen the episode, the only thing is it is damn downer to see two of them get killed.
Yeah, that part of it is
sad.
It's disappointing, but
they're old. They're Klingons. So it was a good day to die. It was a good day to die. Perhaps it is a good day to live. But they're great. But also, Terry Farrell. Cannot be stressed enough how great she is in this episode, because she really has to play that older being within her, and does so very well. This is almost I guess maybe not a coming out episode for her, but it really is important, crucial to her character going forward, because and it's touched upon a lot later, with her in terms of her love of Klingons. So here we go. While you're doing that, we'll take a look at some of these reviews from our friends. Raymond Feliciano says A+, an outstanding episode. The return of the three best Klingon characters and puts them in our current time. Character interaction superb. I wish all three survived for future episodes. Boy, me too, man.
Boss man, may I please interrupt for a very important announcement? One of my favorite people just walked through the door, and he is bearing gifts. Everyone, please welcome the Ambrosias. Gary Ambrosia is in the house. Everyone, please say hello. And Claudia, he's left a gift for you.
Oh my goodness, Gary Ambrosia! I'm so honored to have you here. To see you here at Saturday Night Star Trek, my friend. And let me see. You started there?
I did. Yeah.
Gary Ambrosia with the super $5 super chat. Hail Clobbering Times of the gorgeous Raquel. Gary Ambrosia, thank you so much, my friend. Hail to you. Sweetheart. Always an honor to have such a distinguished visitor here on Clobbering Times, and especially at our Saturday Night Star Trek. You are too kind and gracious, my friend. I appreciate that generous super chat, sir.
So good to see you here. Please tell your wife that we say hello.
Yes.
And So happy that you stopped in, and thank you for that wonderful
Absolutely.
gift.
Big shout out to the missus.
Mhm.
The Catman, aka DD Myers, says, "Clobby, I loved this episode with problem. With problem this one had. I enjoyed it very much. I agree with Clobby on this one. I give it an A plus. There you go. You know what?
And I beg your pardon. I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but it's just for a second, boss. But you're going to need to know this. Please add Papa Delta Yankee to the list, and the wonderful and very funny and engaging Rob Altus.
Hey, Papa Delta Yankee and Rob Altus. Greetings, my friend. Rob Altus, of course, has superhero status around here for the way he helped me with the prisoner figures. Yay. So he's always be grateful to that feller. Thank you both for popping in. It's great to see you, my friends. Where were I?
Oh, Papa Delta Yankee, the list is our hellos and our goodbyes. We always make sure that we shout out every single person who participates in our chat because, you know, when we started this whole thing, it was very much sort of like people pretending like they were running a radio station. So it was very one way. And of course, it isn't that way now. But Clobby and I, since the beginning, since we started doing this together, we've always wanted to make it a two-way conversation. So we always make sure that we shout your names out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Did I miss one just now?
No, honey.
Did I forget one? Because I stopped in the middle one now, I don't know where I was.
Yeah, let's go check.
Oh no, I just hope I didn't accidentally discard it. So if I miss somebody, let me know. Yes. I don't know if I accidentally unstarted it when you said that, just out of habit. I'm going to start with Shooter.
Okay.
I hope I didn't miss one. Shooter. Because I feel like I was starting on a different one than that.
Oh, I don't know, honey.
I
don't remember.
What was before? If you can find what was before Shooter, if you could go look at that and tell me.
Yes, I can go look at that right now, darling.
B plus for Shooter says the three.
It was Michael Beacom.
It was.
And no, sorry. Oh boy.
You got Michael.
Hold on. No, it was Raymond Feliciano.
Okay, he was the last one I did.
Yeah.
Okay, good. We're caught up. Sorry, everyone. I'm old and senile.
It's okay, sweetheart. I love you. Just go ahead.
B plus for the great Shooter. The Three Musketeers in Space with D'Artagnan Dax. A swashbuckling adventure with three experienced warriors and the young novice. Let's see here. Shooter also says more Jadzia development, but not about Trill culture. Just when you thought you knew everything about Klingons, here comes DS9 to do what it does best.
Yeah.
World building.
Yeah. What a great point.
That is true.
Yeah.
True that. We learn about Dahar Masters and how the Empire, has become more gentrified, since TOS. Discrimination against albinos and some of the history of the diplomatic negotiations for peace. Yes, good stuff. That was fascinating stuff there, Shooter. I'm with you. While we have previously learned about Trill culture and symbiosis here, we learn Dax values Klingon culture more to the point of risking your life and deliberately ending another's. Yes, it was a great conflict. Jadzia brings her scientific material in disabling the phasers and a tricorder. Funny how useful a tricorder is in scouting an enemy's stronghold. Is there a Klingon equivalent to a tricorder? I guess there is. Jadzia now has blood on her hands, something that will tarnish her in the eyes of Cisco, if until the next episode. Yeah. Kira, however, seems more understanding of her choice. And there you go. Thank you so much, Shooter. Wolfie says,
Mrs. Ambrosia saved a bunny today. Yay!
Oh, wow. Excellent.
She was out being a hero. Speaking of heroes, Mrs. Ambrosia is kicking butt and being a hero in real life. Please send her our love. That's terrific news.
Way to go. Kudos to the wonderful Mrs. Ambrosia. Way to go. Wolfie says, B+. John Colicos, enough said. Yeah, John Colicos was fantastic.
Yep.
They were all three of them were great, but I always loved Colicos. One of the OG Klingons, the Dahar Master himself. Interesting concept with the renegade Klingon.
Mm.
Yes. And I'm sorry. I'm gonna rip his heart out and eat it. I know he was fantastic. I always like the Klingon, the idea of Klingon civilians that are not necessarily part of the military.
Yeah, it's a very cool idea.
Indeedishness, pod racing Palpatine says, I love when actors come back and play other races. Mark Leonard and David Warner, to mention a couple. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think he's talking about William Campbell or Billy Campbell as playing Trelane as well, and then, yeah, I just love him. I love his face. I love the way he delivers his lines. He's like a warm hug to me. He's just, when you think of the Squire of Gothos, you're thinking to yourself, this is quintessential Trek. And so whenever I see him, it's like a warm fuzzy hug. I love it.
He's excellent. Fanty outside, he says, hey, been waiting on this episode. How did these three survive if they had any other Kirk encounters? I'm sure they did, but they barely got away from it. They lost. Look at it this way: if they had other Kirk encounters, they got their asses handed to them once again. But that's okay. They're still good. They're good at being Klingons, but they're no match for Kirk. Wouldn't the title Dahar Master go to all three, as it should meant fought Kirk and lived? Sure. As it should mean, fought Kirk and lived. I see what you're saying there, of course. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot one of shooters. I'm so sorry. I didn't think he had 7. He kept saying 5 of 5, 6 of 6, 7 of 7. I think that's kind of. Overall, it was a fun episode. I didn't see any glaring faults, just not enough to give it a higher grade. Thank you, shooter. Okay. Sorry I missed that one, buddy. I apologize.
That's a great review. Thank you so much.
I'm sorry. I got distracted. Somebody sent me a message over there on Facebook. All right. Where am I at? Fanty. Let me find Fanty. Another Fanty. Kirk was pretty much the Klingon god of death. He killed more Klingons than Cecil B. DeMille. Kirk also introduced the Terra of the Empire, the Tribble, as the Enterprise introduced the Terra. The Tribble as to the Enterprise explanation. Hang on a second. Find your other one in a second, sir. It's got another one here somewhere. Hang on a second. You figure 80 years into the future, they'd have the tech to cosmetically repair those disfigured Klingons. Also, how tough was Kirk? The human-looking Klingons were enhanced. Kirk beat them anyway. Well, of course, Kirk's the man. There's just no question about it.
As I've said before, and I'm going to say it again, that is a part of science fiction that you have to allow yourself to give way to. And hopefully the science fiction is compelling enough and well wrought enough that you can escape into that story. But you have to be giving of it. When you look at Odo, and that Odo can produce a rat and a glass of water and a table, or he can make himself into any and all manner of objects, and yet he can't do a human nose and human ears perfectly. It's very important to understand storytelling as well. So we have to say to ourselves, if Odo looks exactly like us, then it doesn't feel like science fiction. And TV can't quite do the same things that a book can, but we do have to give way to it. We do have to want the Klingons to look different as we imagine all these different species throughout the galaxy, throughout the universe, would look different from us. When we reach out, we want something fantastic and incredible to reach back. So, that is a nitpick. it's definitely not a nitpick I like to do, because of course I absolutely love the idea that that happened with Enterprise, and that this whole thing that happened with Klingons and why they look the way that they do, and that it should stop at this level. Obviously not to the filth level, but this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about how we have to give way to that pretend. We have to want to embrace that pretend if we want to imbibe science fiction. So it's a nitpick, but not one that I'm willing to make.
We have Katie Dax, our lovely, she's been waiting for this one. Sorry about that. The wonderful Katie Dax, she's been waiting for this one. Says, review one of my favorite season 2 episodes of DS9. As someone who is fascinated with Klingon culture and tradition, I was happy with this episode, given the continuation of Kang. Hang on. Kang, best known from TOS, of which I saw him in DS9 before I watched TOS. I thought it was a great use of canon. Jadzia's ability to connect with the Klingons through her memories from Curzon.
Lovely.
Indeed. Hang on. That's part 2. Yep. We've got another one here. This also showed the pride of the Klingons, which had not quite been displayed since TNG. The TOS connection really made this episode because I felt that it gave some something for. Oh, maybe they had these backwards. I'm sorry, Katie. They were in a different order. I didn't look close enough. Hang on. So the other one was, and I've already got rid of it. Forgive me, Katie. I'm just gonna do these kind of backwards here. Where's your number 4? My computer's giving me some crap right here. So hang on. The vintage generation and the new generation of the franchise. To me, this gets a solid A. Great use of Jadzia and fantastic performances by Terry Farrell. Darling character who could be strong. Yes. Let's see. Now I'm confused. I'm sort of confused here. Was also interesting because the eventual connection she has with the Klingon in the series later on. In many ways, this was a prequel to Way of the Warrior Part 3. A Way of the Warrior. All right, I got them all messed up there, Katie. Please forgive me. I'm an idiot. I don't know what happened. I was confused by what was written on the. I'm just an idiot. Never mind. Okay, sorry, Katie. Sorry I got them backwards there, but thank you so much for your review, dear. You have my sincerest apologies. Michael Beacom says, A. John Colicos, Michael Ansar, and William Campbell in the same place at the same time.
Right.
Down.
Right.
Yes. Plot is irrelevant at this point to my enjoyment. Yeah, I'm kind of like this. I'm like that about this episode too. It's just incredible. The excuse could have been in an insurance convention.
I have to interrupt. Please pause for 1 second, please. Shooter has to go. He says, I gotta go. I don't get back. I'll catch you all next week, probably. Live long and prosper. Good night, Shooter. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Pew, 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 pew.
Take care, Shooter. Thanks for being here. He said the excuse could have been an insurance convention and I'd still be loving it. Yep, same here. Inconsistent makeup, don't give a damn. And what a great part for Terry Farrell. To the filth writers who keep trying to take credit for I guess he's got another one somewhere. Hang on. Is there another one? Mike, it said 4 and it just stopped. I didn't have I don't have another Michael Beacom one. Did it disappear maybe?
I don't know. Let me go see. Let me go see. Let me go see. I don't think so.
And then I got.
Maybe somebody got vaporized? That happens sometimes.
Well, I got one here. Another one from. Didn't I read Phantom Outsiders? Where I got? What's this number 3 here? I thought I got all of his. What is wrong with this chat?
I don't know.
Everybody.
It's kind of kooky tonight.
But it's I don't know, man. One more thing I wish. That's one more thing. When I say one more thing, I wish they had addressed is Curzon had any intentions with Kirk at all. It was just Kirk night, man. I love Kirk too, but wow, Kirk at all. Later we find she did interact with McCoy and per Curzon. Yeah, sorry, I'm just aggravated now, but I mean messing all these things up, so I'm not reading well. But nothing about Kirk or Surak missed opportunity. I guess I got yours backwards too, Phantom. Sorry, man. I'm going all over the place here. I'm a mess. Damn it. JT Kirk. I don't know about Michael Beacom's. Like I said, it kind of
I'm looking
into one, and it may have been just vaporized. JT Kirk says 3 Dahar Masters, thumbs up. This episode was so cool, just so cool. I could go on with an S pick, but I'll just say this. I wish I had my customized bat left dimensions just like Jadzia. Thank you, JT Kirk. Mr. Angels. Mr. Angel says, AA++. How can I not love this episode? Klingons to battle to the best of Klingons, John Kalikos. Thank you. Sorry. Papa Delta Yankee says.
So, boss, just so you know, I definitely do not have a 3 of 3 showing here. However, Michael did have a follow-up comment. And so maybe he forgot to put 3 of 3. And I've started, if you would like to go and look at that right now. But there is no 3 of 3 on this side from Michael Beacom. And that could just be the algorithm, unfortunately.
Okay, I got you. The first strong women, here she was in 1994. Oh, so, but yeah, looks like a follow-up to the filth thing. And she was emotionally complex as well as powerful. Suck it, snowflakes. Yeah,
that's great.
Snowflakes, indeed. Yes.
Oh, I just found 3 of 3. But it is that comment. The first strong woman. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Michael. Just Papa Delta Yankee says just showed up, but this one is an A. Lots of Klingon lore and callbacks to the wholly original series, with the return of past characters and just an overall good story. Absolutely.
Thank you, Chris. Love you, honey. Thank you.
Thank you, the great Chris Berger. Narada Naxamander says, this is one of my favorite Klingon episodes and a great Dax episode as well. Also, great albino villain. In my opinion, the albino villain isn't used nearly enough. It's like the cowbell in that one song.
Thank you, D. Bud Martin. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you very much.
What happened?
Oh, just D-Bud and Chris are just helping me. That's all.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. The great Eric K says, B+. Love the Klingon lore. Great to see these old warriors get the just due and go out with honor. I love bringing in Curzon and his blood oath, but I wish they would bring in other lives as well. That you'll see. I won't spoil anything for you. Classic Comics says, this episode is a turning point for Dax, and she's as she had been a demure and cerebral character up to this point. The Klingons are always fun, and seeing the three OT Klingons was a treat. Yes, indeed. But at the same time, it's strange belief for Sisko to let Dax leave on a mission that is not only completely unsanctioned by Starfleet, but with the implicit intent to commit to Moradar. Well, he wasn't happy about it, and he gave her some shite about it. But no, I give it an 8 out of 10. And those guys.
Yeah, but Classic Comics is right because even in TNG, which it was not written well at all, they made it clear that basically Worf would go on a leave of absence. He would go on shore leave, and whatever he did, within the confines of his own culture, when he was given that time away, they sort of felt as though they needed to respect this other world and this other world's beliefs and customs. But here we don't have any of that. And so it would have been nice if it would have been more than just Sisko wagging his finger at her, like, you naughty girl, and then not setting it up in a way in which we could reasonably fathom how Starfleet would come to grips with what she was about to do. So it is odd, and I agree with Classic Comics.
There you go. Chris Persia says B+. Interesting take on Moby Dick, clearly hiding it by multiplying Ahab by 4. A good one. The subtle attempt by Kang to dissuade Jadzia from joining in the vendetta by appearing misogynistic was well done.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it was. Although it does not dispel the fact that this mission of vengeance was one of no return. Kang got his white whale.
Yeah.
Indeed. Very good. Very
That's
good point.
interesting that he thought of that, the white whale. That's very interesting, Chris Persia. I love you, Chris Persia.
The moral dilemma that is brought by Jadzia willingly joining the trio, even though it goes against Starfleet rules, leaves Cisco in a difficult place, which only further cements his bond with Dax.
Mm-hmm.
If you would like to jump over there, and we got Ed, we got the ED. Ready?
Okay, enigmatic drop bear, the erudite bear. Let's see if he drops the mic again, folks. He's got a 3-parter on this one. He gives this episode a B+. He says a relatively simple one-note story that was, nevertheless, very well told and substantially elevated by the actors' performances. Certainly, indeed. 2 of 3. Following the theme laid down in Playing God, Jadzia had to search her identity and her values before finally enjoining Dax's blood oath. 3 distinct facets were presented of the plight of the lonely old warrior: the carefree outcast, the resigned curmudgeon, and the hero indulging a final act of glory. Yeah, I really liked that as well, because it was like they were trying to display how Klingons aren't all the same, and at the same time it shows that this type of hero, they don't all have to be the same. One is, a bit of a drunk, he likes his drink, and the other is constantly obsessed with honing his craft. He's shadow boxing, as it were, and the other is engrossed in these old grudges. And so you have the 3 of them, and yeah, it's quite good. And I love this review, Enigmatic Drop Bear. You and Chris tonight, you guys are on fire. I'm back on the live tab, boss. Let's get back to it.
They're incredible. John Colicos. I mean, I love Core is so entertaining in this episode. He's just like again, you're right. They all have very distinct personalities.
Mm-hmm.
And Core is just he's hilarious. All he wants to do is just mess around, get drunk, and mess around with women. What a delightful performance by him.
Yes. I love them.
Our engineer Mark D's with the C's says A-. Lots of fan service in this episode, but when done correctly, like this, it's a real pleasure. Some minor nitpicks, but who cares? The 3 classic Klingons look and act fantastically.
Yes.
Yep. I would have liked to have found out what happened to the Tribbles, though.
Yes.
We'll never know. They did talk about it in Trials and Tribulations, sort of. Mm-hmm. I'm stealing this line from When It's Time to Transport Out Koloth. I will not die before you thunderous bulk.
I love that.
That's
a great line. I always thought that it would be so cool if they did something where they turned Tribbles into like fur. Like if that's where and how the fur was added to the baldric, and why fur was added to the belt, and that it could have been Tribble fur. And I think that was a missed opportunity by the writers, both the folks who write the stories and then those who turn them into teleplays. I think something should have been done there. And the Comic Relief Crusader has come in behind the caboose. He's waving D-.
D-. Wow, these episodes are starting to make B start a topic of sci-fi civilizations that shouldn't exist based on the writing. Well, I'm not exactly sure what that means, Duder, but your review is noted, sir.
And Mark D with the C is now complaining that I would like to use tribbles for any and all manner of fashion. And I would just like to say, I don't care, Mark D with the C. He says, Mark D with the C says, save the tribbles. Don't save the tribbles. I want a tribble belt. I want a tribble baldric. I want tribble boots.
Well,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Don't write me nasty letters. Don't. I don't care. I won't read them, and I don't care.
All right, everybody. Are we ready for our next episode, our final episode of the evening?
Plus, I'm kidding because everyone knows I love tribbles. Gary wants tribble earmuffs.
Hmm?
Gary Ambrosia. He wants tribble earmuffs.
Well, the good thing is that there are no real ones, so you're not really hurting anything. You can be as
Mark
mean to them as you want.
Shin kicks.
Oh my, shin kicks. Well, that is not nice.
Right.
Our final episode of the evening, and a cliffhanger, I might add.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yes, we're going to do part 1 of the Maquis part 1. We'll do part 2 next week. Oh my God, what a thriller. So review them individually, my friends. I can clean my
Gary.
My chimney with a tribble on a stick. Yes. Yes. See, who said tribbles were useless?
Well, you got to skin them and fry them up first, right?
I doubt there's any meat.
Oh, so funny.
If a Klingon won't eat them, I'm just saying.
Really? Like, seriously, they eat gach.
Only a glomber will eat them.
Oh, a little TAS. You just spiced it up with a little TAS. I love you.
There you go.
Okay, the Maquis is season 2, episode 20. And because this is an international show and they mess up the numbers given, the different streaming services, please know this is prod code 440. And we all watched this for the very first time on April 25th, 1994. Now, I'm going to be reading extemporaneously from Wikipedia. This is what the internet has to say about the plot of Part 1, The Maquis. As a Cardassian transport, the Bok-Nor prepares for departure from Deep Space Nine. A man in Starfleet uniform surreptitiously makes adjustments to some nearby equipment. Shortly after departing, the vessel explodes, killing everyone on board. While the crew begins an investigation, Starfleet sends Lieutenant Commander Calvin Hudson, Federation attaché, to the new demilitarized zone along the Cardassian border to advise and assist. Hudson, an old friend of both Commander Sisko and Dax, confides in Sisko his dissatisfaction with his assignment. He believes Starfleet abandoned the colonists and that their trust in the Cardassians to honor the treaty is naive. When Sisko returns to his quarters that evening, he finds Gul Dukat waiting for him. Dukat explains that they're unofficially without the knowledge of Cardassian Central Command to help Sisko find the truth. On Dukat's request, the two take a runabout to the demilitarized zone, where they detect 2 Cardassian vessels attacking a Federation merchant ship. The attackers ignore Dukat's order to stand down, but before the runabout can intervene, an unidentified Federation vessel appears and destroys the Cardassians. Meanwhile, a Vulcan associate of the saboteur, Sakona, approaches Quark to negotiate a business arrangement, which he is surprised to learn is an attempt to acquire an array of weapons. Elsewhere on the station, the saboteur is abducted by unknown assailants. Sisko and Dukat arrive at the colony in the demilitarized zone to find Hudson and several colonists in a heated debate with Gul Evek, Hudson's Cardassian counterpart. Evek produces a recorded confession from the Bok-Nor saboteur, identified as William Patrick Samuels, then brings in Samuels' corpse, claiming he committed suicide, sparking outrage from the colonists. Hudson later privately concedes that Samuels may have been guilty of the sabotage, but claims that the colonists have a right to defend themselves and warns Sisko about the Cardassians again. On the way back to DS9, Dukat vehemently denies Hudson's assertion that the Bok-Nor was transporting weapons. Chief O'Brien confirms that the device that destroyed the Boknor was of Federation origin. Sisko has Ducat's quarters secured as a precaution, but Sakona and several colonists managed to kidnap him. A group in the demilitarized zone calls itself the Maquis claims responsibility. Sisko, Major Kira, and Dr. Bashir track the kidnappers to the planet in an area known as the Badlands, where they are captured by armed Maquis members, with Hudson revealing himself as their leader.
Mr. Gary Ambrosia, I want to thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Thank you for the super chat. Have a wonderful night, and sir, and a wonderful night to your extraordinary and lovely wife. Take care, my friend. Thank you for popping in.
Love you, love you, love you. Thank you for being here.
Yes, indeed. Indeed.
Good night, honey. Okay, boss. That is all the internet has to say about the plot of part 1. What did you think of this episode, boss? Monkey G Buzz!
And Pleasant Valley Pickers here. Hey there.
BC!
What's up, dude? Good to see you both. Thank you for stopping in. I thought it was an interesting. Obviously, it's a little incomplete since we're doing a cliffhanger. It's a pretty interesting setup. As you know, it's not a lot of science fiction as we've been. This is again that, but we know that about this show. It's political intrigue and things like that. Some interesting scenes with Quark and the Vulcan woman. Katie Dax has to leave as well. Katie, thank you so much for being here tonight, my dear. We love you and we appreciate you. Have a fantastic rest of your night and weekend, my dear.
We love you, sweetness. Take care. Be safe. We'll see you next week. And don't forget to study and do all your readings before class.
Yes. So, but it was a pretty interesting episode. Look, I'm a big fan of Bernie Casey. He's one of my favorite actors. Mm-hmm. He's great in everything. And I liked a lot of this episode has mostly just great character stuff. It's interactions, and you get a lot of good stuff here. You get some great interaction between Sisko and Ducat, which is always good. Those two are always an interesting combo. I always like them. Like I said, learning about the Maquis for the first time, even though, when you're watching this episode again, this was before Ensign Ro went on TNG then, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is the first mention of the Maquis. Mm-hmm. Very first. All right. So, again, is it the kind of episode? Look, if you want it to be science fiction all the time, you're never going to be happy. A lot of the episodes aren't, but are they at least good character studies and good drama? I think this is. It's an interesting build-up. There's some messed up stuff that the Kardashians do to that Maquis guy. Quite frankly, here's a problem I'm always kind of had about the Maquis, is I find myself agreeing with him too much.
Boss, can I get you to pause that sentiment for 1 second? Papa Delta Yankee has to leave, and he would like to say goodnight to everyone. And he just wants to thank everyone for the wonderful discussion. Thank you so much, Papa Delta Yankee, and Raymond Feliciano from King Dolphin TV.
In color. Raymond, take it easy, brother.
Yep. Good night, Raymond.
Be good,
and
buddy.
Good night, Sandra.
Good night, Sandra. Thank you both for popping in. Have a wonderful night. Great to see you, my friends. So, all of these Maquis episodes tear me up inside. They're good drama. They're good adventure stories and all that kind of stuff. And I like them as entertainment. The thing is, they kind of tear me away from the Federation a little bit sometimes, because I don't think they're wrong a lot of times. And which, by the way, good drama should do that. It should make you conflicted. It should make you think. I'm not knocking it for that at all, but they are always a little uneasy. Make me a little uneasy. And I'm not going to debate that here with anyone tonight, whether we agree on what the Maquis or not. I actually do, though. And it makes for very complex and interesting drama and TV. So that's great. So I'm not knocking the episode. I'm just saying if they had never really done this kind of stuff and just stuck with mostly just science fiction stories, I probably would have been happier. But that said, this is, it's a good show. It's good stuff. If you see where I'm coming from, conflicted, very conflicted.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Yeah, I am too. Oh, notes. Okay, these are the notes I take, folks. Quark is wonderful. He makes me ugly laugh in this episode. He loves all women. This man he cannot help himself. I love watching him try to woo the Vulcan woman. Cisco asks Kira to find Jake, but Jake was given a comm badge. Some people on the internet, especially on these user-generated sites, consider this an error in this episode. This isn't an error in this episode. Jake isn't going into Starfleet. There is no reason for him to continue to wear the Delta.
True.
The comm badge. Gene Roddenberry would never stand for humans becoming terrorists, especially the people from Starfleet. Gene wanted us to aspire to leadership as human beings. Starfleet should be the best and the brightest astronauts and military personnel. This adds nothing to Star Trek or Gene Roddenberry's Star Trek or Legacy. We already have every form of terrorist in these other aliens, and the Maquis is a step too far for me. Quark offers a Vulcan, he offers the Vulcan woman at the table mollusks, and of course they're Romulan, and Romulan mollusks, obviously they could be sea tongues, but they could also be octopi, and so that's ridiculous. Vulcans don't eat any type of flesh, so I thought that was weird. A Vulcan would know about Ferengis, including the rules of acquisition. I thought it was very strange that that she was pretending like she knew absolutely nothing about Ferengis. That was also kind of weird. And I hate the big argument with Kira. It's insubordinate and strange, and I'm getting sick and tired of the big argument with Kira. And and then at the end, I put Cisco finally calls Starfleet. So he calls Starfleet about this Maquis, but not about the proto-universe ending, proto-universe ender. So I thought that was weird. And so, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this because, you know, Gina's the author here, wanted us to aspire to be better than we are today. He wanted our tomorrow to be us wanting to improve ourselves. And so he wanted to play human beings as the catalyst for peace. He wanted human beings to be the catalyst for edification and peacemaking. And so this goes directly against the story, the type of storytelling that he wanted us to do, and how he created Star Trek. So we have all of these already. We have all of these terrorists in these aliens. So to make people in Starfleet into terrorists as well is a step too far for me. I can't imagine in any time when Gene was in the military that he imagined someone who he was working with at that time just deciding to be a terrorist. That's not what Star Trek is about. Star Trek is supposed to be about hope. It's about the aspiration to be a better version of ourselves tomorrow than we are today. And so facilitating this type of storytelling in Aliens helps us to judge ourselves and to be better than we were before, because we're given the example, we're given the philosophy, we're given the storyline to massage those ideas and massage our own characters, our morals and our ethics, and come out on the other side of it better or wanting to be better. And so I don't think that this is something that Gene Roddenberry would support. And as an author and a professional editor, obviously I love Gene Roddenberry, and I look at protecting his work the same way as I think of like protecting Tolkien's work. When an author makes specific requests, I think you should follow them. And if you can't follow them, you should find something else to do.
To double down on that, they didn't just make humans terrorists, they made a Vulcan. Why would a Vulcan be a member of the Maquis? Yeah,
I know.
And of course, I know that later Tuvok pretends to be one, but so then there had to be a Vulcan again. I don't know. Look, I certainly don't disagree with what you're saying. That's why this was a mistake. However, it's a mistake having them. You know, really, Roddenberry would never want them to have wars at all. Mm-hmm. I mean, not just the terrorist stuff, but he wouldn't really want him to have a Dominion war and that war with the Cardassians and all that stuff. Although, and, you know, remember he was so against his. I mean, he did stories about war, but he was so against his the Federation going to war. He created the Organians to stop one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, look, I don't know, humans. Even in the 24th century, when you're under attack, you're still going to fight back. I think there's a certain too much realism to the Maquis, because I'm sorry, if I were them, I wouldn't want to fight back. The Federation just hung them out to dry. But I'm also with you. That's why I'm conflicted. I hate this crap, because I'm also like, yeah, that kind of works, but the same thing, it doesn't work for Star Trek. For Roddenberry's vision, I don't think they should have ever even gone there. I'm very conflicted about it, but there's a lot of good stuff in the episode. So, what is your rating of the Maquis Part 1?
Well, I have to imagine myself being the editor on set, and somebody bringing the story forward, and then someone turning it into a teleplay and bringing it to me. And as someone who worked for Gene Roddenberry, his property, his idea, and you know, his entire story world that he gave us, I would not pass this. You shall not pass. I want to yell it. You shall not pass. I think that this is the wrong thing to do. It's the wrong direction to go with Star Trek. I don't like to be put in this position, because certainly when we start looking at it from the lens of this is a drama and it has nothing to do with Gene Roddenberry, then of course you instantly start siding with the Maquis. You can't wait for the Maquis to overthrow this ridiculous Federation. But we're not supposed to be even going there, like in that way. Like, that's not what Star Trek is supposed to be about. And some people say, oh, Gene's vision. And well, you know, if you're so awesome, why don't you make your own vision? Why don't you make your own story world? Why don't you come up with an amazing story world that lasts longer than 50 years, having people celebrating it, everyone around the entire world turning it into a cultural phenomenon? So I just don't buy it, and I think it's wrong. However, I mean, it's Deep Space Nine. Either you give into it or you just don't watch it at all. But I do have to call him and see him. And this is not what Gene Roddenberry wanted. And ultimately, if you're a good author and you want to work for another author writing in their story world, you should color within the lines of their story world. Otherwise, you tear their story world apart. Yeah. So because of that, I'm giving it a D.
I'll give it a C, and I'm with you there. I think, again, they shouldn't have done it. I guess the only mercy is that aside from this one in the next episode, we still get Maquis a little bit here and there, but it doesn't dominate the show. That's at least one good thing. I mean, the Dominion War does, and at least that's an alien threat coming from the shit. Which at least, even though I still don't think Gene would have wanted the show to be about war all the time. The show does a lot of other things besides this.
Yes.
Every time the Maquis get involved, I just get uncomfortable, because there's things I really don't want Star Trek to be doing.
That's right.
So I'm with you. I don't really want Star Trek to be doing.
And remember, in his final 4-day interview that he did with Humanist magazine, where he specifically said, and I've shown the receipts to people. It's not like you can guess at what he said. He was very specific. He said that if Star Trek's job was not to make episodes so political and so jarring and upsetting to people, that he turned away the viewer. He wanted, you could catch more bees with honey as far as Gene Roddenberry was concerned. And he wanted to mask and layer and use almost like a Socratic dialectic, where he would give you all of these different ideas and all this different evidence, and then you would discover what you thought was true. So when DS9 turns to politics, and when DS9 turns to violence and war in this way, and they're defying what the Federation even does, I have to start asking myself, why are these people even using the Star Trek brand, the Star Trek name? That's not what he wanted, and he made it clear that that's not what he wanted. Gene wanted to change hearts and minds by showing people evidence and getting them to test what they believed and what they wanted to do with that information. He specifically said that he did not want so much politics and such offensive partisanship and stuff like that in Star Trek to even turn away one viewer. He wasn't willing to even turn away one viewer. He wanted everyone to use Star Trek as a way to be a better person, to be a better version of themselves. And people need to remember that, not the crap that the filth people say.
Indeedishness. Well, okay, there are our reviews and ratings, folks. What are yours, please? Let forth. Let them come. Your ratings and any words you may have about the Maquis Part 1. Go for it, my friends on the chat.
The word is given. Fire at will.
The word is given. And number 1, we'll get those ready. And we will, as soon as we got a few of them stored, we will get on the case. See what you guys have to say. But, and we don't, like I say, our good old buddy Max is not here tonight. We miss him. So
we do miss you, Maximum Redstone.
If you're hearing this later, Max, we understand you're probably busy or whatever, but we hope you're okay. If you happen to be listening to this on a repeat or whatever, and you know you're always missed, buddy. Not because we need you to do the entertainment. It's not like you have to do something. You could just be here in the chat. We miss you either way.
Yeah, you could just show up and do absolutely nothing. Just so
we still have to have you. Happy to have you, but when you do it, we all enjoy it. So either way,
chat's acting weird again.
Oh, all right. We have J.T. Kirk, who says B. The Maquis Part 1 sets up so much of the directory of the series. Maybe means direction. It is almost as pivotal as Best of Both Worlds. Vulcan weapons dealers provide some good humor, but it fits poorly as presented. Yeah, that's another thing. Vulcan weapon dealers.
And Bossman, JD Lewis has to leave. He says he's got his review and we'll put his review up and read it. But everyone, please say good night to JD Lewis. He has to go to sleep now.
Thank you, JD, buddy. Good to see you.
Night, JD.
The Catman, AKD Munner, says, Claudia, I give them a D. It was okay. It was a D. It was a D, but it was okay, huh, Catman?
Well,
You're
I think
proud, Catman. I'm teasing him.
Well, yeah, but I think that I just think that Dee, like I've known Dee now for almost 2 years, and I think that he likes the original Star Trek, and I think that once it starts to go in this direction, it's kind of like, claw it back, guys. Like, you know.
I got you. Well, thank you, Dee. Michael Beacom says, C. Space War again. I feel myself getting fatigued just considering it.
Yep.
Only saved by great performances. Quark coming onto the Vulcan. Hey, Vulcan gun running. Yeah. Yeah. Quark selling weapons.
Yeah.
No, I'm reading you, brother. We reach, brother. Not amused. Kept expecting the Vulcan to be a Romulan because she's not logical. She's totally not logical. She's cute, but she's not logical. Roddenberry said over and over, you don't rise to the level of the Federation by remaining warlike.
Right.
Exactly-ishness. Fanty outside, he says, C. The Maquis is a failure of the Federation bureaucrats. Why would you agree to give systems with Federation colonists to Cardassians? Note, there are no Cardassians under Fed control. Let's see. They said in the episode that they gave up some stuff too, but I don't know. All right, let's see. Hang on, Fanty. Okay. Okay, I got a second one here. Another Vulcan following in the Sabo of Valeris. Yeah, I guess that's true. Well, that's one of the things I hated in Trek 6, that a Vulcan or whatever that Valeris was doing that, and Roddenberry didn't like it either, did he?
No.
The new education Vulcans who don't do their due diligence. Apparently, they're unfamiliar with the proper preparation before negotiation.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on, let's see if I got another one for you. If you always say Rachel, maybe just doing it to joke. I remember, yeah, or it could be the chat doing it. If Rachel, who's Rachel? We don't know Rachel around here. Wants Tribble accessories. There's a simple tailor on DS9 who could make that happen. Yes, Derek is well known for his Tribble dresses. All righty. Wolfie says, Rating B+. That Merchantman starship model from Star Trek 3. Oh, they did use that, didn't they?
Oh, Wolfie.
It's been destroyed like 3 times.
Juicy, I love you, Wolfie.
This man, what was it like? It was like in one of the warehouses at Paramount. This episode is basically a third part to the Kardashian Federation booty treaty. Wow, booty time. Putting a Gaylor class phaser array on a shuttlecraft sounds like using a fire hose as a water pick. Oh,
I love you, Wolfie.
Well done, sir. The Federation civilians appear to have some small escort ships armed with photons.
Mm-hmm.
They're clearly pissed off about something. Yeah.
Yeah, and Wolfie, like, you don't, like, I sense you don't buy it, and I don't buy it either, because if you're a colonist, it means that you're familiar with some type of exobiology or you know, like if you were going to go to another planet, you would have to be prepared that with like while you're digging and you discover something that you could call an archaeology team in, and you would have to abide by, you know, if there were indigenous species there, or if there was some type of treaty that you had with you know, whomever. So the people who are colonists here, and this is why it's bad to have people who write teleplays who never finished high school and went to Hollywood to go become famous authors. It's because they don't realize that in order to be a colonist, to go out onto a planet like that has no human beings on it, and to be the first humans on that planet, you would have to be thoroughly educated. You would have to be debriefed. You would have to have certain behaviors. You would come there as a meek person, you know, experiencing that planet and then reporting back, and likely reporting back in a highly scientific and methodical way. You don't just get dumped on a planet. I mean, if you did, it would be like it was in TOS, where you could be stung by a bug and everyone would die just from being stung by a bug. Like, the whole idea of colonists being this way just doesn't make any sense. These are the people who are going to the frontier, to the new frontier, and they're supposed to be setting up the Federation and reaching out and reporting back on that planet, on the possible culture, on possible cultures that existed prior to animals that went extinct, humanoids that went extinct, aliens that have been there. I mean, you would have a bevy of science and archaeology and exobiology people there. These wouldn't be the kind of people who are like, no, you can't come in. No, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be a Maquis. I'm going to be a terrorist. Like, who wrote this? SHIT. Anyway, sorry. That was a rant. Sorry for the rant.
Alaric Harrison, hello there. Good to see you, my friend.
Hi, Alaric.
Where were we? Oh, J.D. Lewis says bedtime now, but first, C. Warts and all, the deep rapport between the actors, Avery Brooks and Bernie Casey, redeems this flawed episode. Yeah, they were great. Good night and enjoy the rest of your weekend, my friends. Yes, the great J.D. Lewis. Thank you so much, sir.
Thing's here.
Huh? What?
Thing. He's here.
The Thing?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Hello there, sir. This is for you.
It's clobbering time.
Good to see you, my friend. Always honored to have the ever-loving blue-eyed Thing here. All right, let's see here. Where were I? I was reading something, wasn't I?
BC. But do you see what I'm saying, BC? It doesn't make sense. And that's why Clobby and I are like, colonists wouldn't be that way. Colonists would be hand-selected people to help, you know, extend the reach of the Federation and extend the reach of Starfleet, and you know, they would be explorers, they would be scientists, they would be astronauts, they would be the best of the best, not a bunch of pouty babies who would try and start a war with an alien species already at war with another alien species. It's Anyway.
Just lost her down.
Racing Palpatine has to go. He says, it's 5:45 here. I gotta run. Take care, all. Pod Racing Palpatine, before you leave.
Good night. Good night, Pod Racing Palpatine. Thank you so much for being here with us. Chris Persia says, C, strange to have a Vulcan not understand the morality of the Ferengi. But we can play it off as part of an attempt to garner weapons the Maquis require.
Mm-hmm.
The idea that Starfleet officers would become terrorists is as preposterous as having Vulcan terrorists. Yep. Oh well, they will repeat that with that win Enterprise. They'll repeat that when Enterprise, or maybe means
no. I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at Eric saying that he likes it when I'm heavy breathing.
That when Enterprise. I'm not sure what you mean by, unless you meant.
I think he means in with. Enterprise.
In Enterprise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Trying to remember what he's talking about. Oh, I'll figure it out later. All right. Well, yeah. See, Starfleet officers doing it is my biggest problem. I mean, colonists. I don't like. I know you expect more of them, but certainly Starfleet officers doing it really kind of aggravates me. That's the thing.
Yep.
Pleasant Valley Picker says, C. A decent episode, but I need to see part 2 to really rate it in context. It's a cliffhanger. Favorite part, Quark wanting to get into the Vulcan lady's pants. Quark in Lust is always funny. It's every week, it seems, just lately.
It's every week.
Wasn't he back in love with the love of his life 2 episodes ago? He was indeed. Oh, well. He is Quark. Sorry, I forgot the number, part 1. No, that's he was. That's true. He was 2 episodes ago. Profit and loss there, sir. Eric K says, B, the Maquis is indicative about the sickness of the Federation and how they can close eyes all in the name of a so-called peace. I hate how it makes the Federation look like outdated idiots.
Yep.
This was not. I mean, it was just fundamentally not a good idea to have the Maquis, in my opinion.
And like Wolfie says, why would you colonize next to the Kardashians?
I don't know. Good point. Alaric Harrison says, B, the Maquis, interesting story. They were very well written and some excellent acting. I think I like every episode that Marco Elamo Goldicott appears in. Yeah, well, he is really good. Goldicott's a good character. Mm-hmm. And if you, number 1, would like to go and we've got ED now. Enigmatic Drop Bear.
Enigmatic Drop Bear, the erudite bear. Great conversation starter. Wonderful reviewer. He's got a 5-parter here. And he gives this episode a C-. He says TNG laid the foundation for the Maquis. Then the Maquis were used to launch Voyager. This left DS9 with the unenviable task of dealing with the unsavory baggage left behind by both. You call it baggage. I call it 2 of 5. I can buy that Hudson is feeling disenfranchised with his appointment, and certainly the Bajorans have credible grounds for their grievances. However, Hudson's reasoning that the treaty unfairly favors the Cardassians is unbelievable, given that the Federation's effective control over the wormhole. Yes. Brilliant person who I love. 4 of 5. There's no credible basis for Hudson's insurgents, and it's implausible that other Starfleet officers would join him, right? Or that he would not be reported to Starfleet during the Maquis' conception, right? Because this is the thing with these conspiracies. Is you can't get 2 people together that can hold a secret. Never mind a dozen people holding a secret. Someone's going to, loose lips sink ships. And a lot of people have loose lips. I totally agree. I love you. And then 5 of 5. Likewise, it is conceivable that a Vulcan would join a terrorist group, except perhaps as a mole. Okay.
Like Tuvok did, but... Tuvok did it, right? But
JT Kirk says, Raquel, you would colonize right next to the Kardashians because you like big butts and you cannot lie. You're right, I can't lie.
I did not know that about you. Well, we don't have any more reviews. I don't know if Mark D is having some issues.
issues.
Inconceivable, epic typo. We'll give him a second.
Inconceivable. Do some Zeki for me.
Clark, as Enigmatic Drop Bear says, it's inconceivable that I have an epic typo. This episode really sucks, Quark, and I'm tired of it. There's no profit or loss. This episode is crap. The Maquis don't spend any money in the bar, Quark, do they? Waiting for the prefix code. Sorry.
And I love what Brian Hepburn just put up. I have to put it up on the marquee. Hold on. Look at this beautiful comment. Benjamin Franklin said, 3 can keep a secret if 2 of them are dead. And yes. Oh, and Wolfie wants you to read this, boss. And so do I.
These 2 grubs are not crunchy, Quark. They're usually nice and succulent, but this time they suck.
It's so perfect. It's so perfect. I love it.
You're too kind. All right, Michael.
Enigmatic Dropper said that he made a mistake. That's why I was like rolling my eyes. I was like, what is Enigmatic Dropper talking about? He's like, I'm going to put it up on the marquee. Hold on for 1 second. He's like, I meant to say that it is inconceivable that a Vulcan would join a terrorist group, except perhaps as a mole. That makes a lot more sense. I love you. I was like scratching my head like, what's wrong with Edie? Enigmatic Dropper, what are you talking about, baby? Anyway, I love you. Your reviews were outstanding tonight. Your company was outstanding tonight, and I love you.
I thought he said inconceivable in the first place.
No, he didn't.
Oh, well, I'm blind. Mark D with a C says C+. I love political tales, but I just don't want them all the time in Trek. Sorry. I'm sorry. He didn't deserve that. The episode is well done, but since the writers make you sympathize with the Maquis, this in turn diminishes the stature of the Federation. Yes, that's the problem I have. I wish they never even made up the Maquis. With the tech of the Federation and would it be that difficult to move to another planet? Yeah, that's true too. Plus, why can't the colonists just move to Ceti Alpha 5? Because it may be a particle of preanimate matter caught in the Matrix.
That's right. And Enigmatic Dropper says, such a dumb typo. Look, you've been beating yourself up for like 5 minutes about your typo. Forget about your typo. You know what? This is live cold reading from all over the world, and we all make mistakes, and it's okay. And I actually think that it is hysterical because your wonderful mistake resulted in Clobby having to do Zeki, which makes me happy. Whenever the Grand Negus appears on our show, I'm happy, Enigmatic Drop Bear. Be nice to yourself, please.
Yeah, I mean, look, AD, it's not like I did anything like this.
Like, come on. Oh.
I love that. Get open. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh, it's not that bad. We like that sort of thing around here. Well, we did it, folks. Hope, Mark, you have a link if you feel like it. Wow, we got through 4 more episodes. Here's what we're looking at next week. I hope I got them right. Jill's not here to check me, but next week,
the Maquis, part 2.
Part 2. The Wire crossover. Oh God, you're gonna get some yelling next week. The Collaborator. Those are your episodes for next Saturday night Star Trek. Oh yes, Alec Harrison. Yes, down on this time.
We were going to talk about that.
I wanted to mention Louise Fletcher's passing, says Alec Harrison. Thank you for that. By the way, I probably may have ended up forgetting about it, even though we meant to earlier.
Yeah.
A wonderful actress from my home city of Birmingham, Alabama. Oh, I live very close to you. I'm in Louisiana. Rest in peace, Kai Wynn. Oscar performance, Nurse Ratched from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Yes, she was a great actress. Yeah. And she will be missed. And yeah, she did. I couldn't stand Kai Wynn, but you're not supposed to be able to stand her. I guess that's the way it works.
Amazing actress. I just want to point everyone toward Louise Fletcher's acceptance speech for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Both of her parents were hearing impaired. And so she uses American Sign Language to talk about how her parents, who were both hearing impaired, helped her to make her dreams come true, to achieve her dreams. And it is very touching. And I think it is the way that she would like to be remembered. So if you're out on YouTube after you're done watching our show, please go look up Louise Fletcher's acceptance speech for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and just watch her speak to her parents using American Sign Language. It is a beautiful tribute to her as a daughter, her as a thespian, and just wow, what a wonderful person she is. I teared up just watching it. I remember seeing it the first time, but I just watching it today, it was heartbreaking. So please go do that to pay tribute to her. What a wonderful daughter and actress and person she was. So, rest in peace, Louise Fletcher. And thank you for your body of work.
Indeed. There we go. Well, what's up, dude? Mark
Hey.
Engineers here.
Hey, Mike for me on. Yeah, I'm starting a petition to save the Tribbles. So anti-fur coat Tribbles. Yep. Save the Tribbles, eat more clams.
Oh my goodness. Well,
how did they have the Vulcans eat mollusks? I mean, don't they know they're vegetarians? I mean, that's pretty basic, right? I mean, and then they showed pictures of snails.
Yeah, well, mollusks too, to say that it's mollusks and that it's Romulan mollusks, that is a very wide category. Like, could you imagine a Vulcan eating an octopus? That is like there are some folks who would argue that an octopus could be as intelligent as dolphins, and that's just unbelievable to me. Not only Vulcans don't eat flesh, but they certainly would not eat something as acutely intelligent as an octopus. So it's just weird.
Unless it's something illegal, that there's quote unquote, but still you wouldn't do that. You're not, I don't know. But
I don't know. Yeah. You purged all that during the colonar, and I'm sure she had a colonar. Maybe she had a colonoscopy.
Colonoscopy. Oh man, you beat me to it. Nice, nice one. Nice one. I like it.
Right.
I love you, everyone. I'm sorry. And Brian Hepburn, you're new here, and you're very sweet. And I think that you're a great member of our crew. I love having you around. I think you're hysterical. And because you're new and you've made the request, I will do it. But I have to make sure that I warn my friend to press mute right now. Are you ready?
What are we getting now? Should I mute?
Are you on mute?
What are we getting? Does
okay,
it have an
Brian,
M word in it?
For Brian Hepburn as a request. Oh, Miles.
Wow.
There you go.
Make sure you clip that. It's a rare occurrence.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and I messed up my my review too. I had a typo in there too. Whenever with the keyboard. So yeah, it happens. Yep. With all these little... So I was trying to say something about the colonists not leaving. Easy for the colonists to leave the planet, which ED is agreeing. It's like and plus if there's quote unquote no money in the Federation anymore, which I don't buy, but I can see where you'd be upset if you built all this your life up. But I mean, with the tech and replicators, and it's supposed to be easy living in the Federation in the future, isn't it? So I mean, with the tech, just go to another planet, right? So,
but it's not only that they would be of the disposition that they would want to do that. I mean, I want you to think about what it would be like to go to a planet the size of like Neptune or like Jupiter, and there are only 50 of you, and you arrive with equipment. I mean, you're Livingston, you're the new frontier person. And it would be so wild, and you wouldn't just go there, like Joe Blow or Joe Schmuck, where you just show up and you're like, this is mine now. No, that wouldn't be your attitude. Like I said earlier in the program, you would need to be the kind of person who could report back scientific findings. You know, what if an entire species went extinct on the planet? And, you know, like you're there to inform and explore. You're not there to, you know, plant the flag and poop in your backyard and build yourself something. That's not what you're there for, right? You're not there to accumulate land, right?
And plus, you'd be ready to leave too if you had to. If something came up like that. Too,
that's right.
Right. So yeah, and I mean, yeah, it's a little bit different than you had, you know, people settling places hundreds and thousands of years ago where it was really rough, you know, rough living. But and of course, it taints some of the episodes going forward too, like you guys mentioned with Voyager, and no spoilers, of course, but the Maquis is a major storyline for a bit.
It wasn't a good idea.
Yeah, so
just not a good idea. Just don't. When you encounter a dumb idea, that's when you say to yourself, "This is a dumb idea." Like when I'm writing, it happens to me all the time. I write something and I'm like, "Wow, that is complete and utter shite." And then, you know, I do what I was taught in university when I took writing and editing in university. Hit delete. You're not so awesome that you get to keep everything you write. If it's shite, you call it shite and you put it where shite belongs. You don't nurture it and you know, and turn it into a big thing.
Or they could have done resolve the storyline relatively quickly and come up with a solution, so you're not stuck with it. You know, having Maquis come, you know, they come to an agreement, whatever that is. Use some creativity, and then you're done with the.
I think I'd have been a little more kind to it if they weren't having Starfleet officers do it.
Yeah.
Even some Federation people, maybe maybe, but Starfleet officers,
Vulcans.
Yeah, I would. Vulcans. Good God, I don't know. Maybe just me.
But the acting is great. Everything.
Oh yeah, it's good drama, and then it's good drama. It's not Babylon 5.
Yeah,
that's the kind of crap would be fine on Babylon 5. That's what Babylon 5 was for. I know they're ripping off Babylon 5, but putting it in the Trek universe. And hey, sorry, but they really kind of are in a lot of ways. And like Babylon 5 is a conflict show. It is a war show. And I love it. I think it's a great show, but it's not really what Star Trek was supposed to be. As much as I love this show, again, it's like I said, multiple things can be true at the same time. I can love it, but I don't know. I guess they were up against some things, like how are you going to make life at a space station interesting?
Yeah,
and their solution was a lot of conflict in a war-torn area, and the possibility of the stable wormhole and all these different things. And that's fine. And it's a great show. But this is one element of it that I don't really think ever should have been introduced into Star Trek.
Yep.
The Maquis.
I agree. Yeah, I never liked it, and of course we don't want to give spoilers, but but it does keep playing out, you know, throughout the show and into a new series as well. So
I can see why the Bajorans would feel hard done by a Starfleet officer that is there to help facilitate the treaty and maintain peace, effectively committing a mutinous act. It's stupid. Agreed, sir. I would. And
somebody was saying earlier that these are the same colonists who thought they were Native Americans. I don't think it's the same one, but it might be. It was Wolfie. He's like, but the colonists are Native Americans.
That TNG episode?
Yeah, I think that's what he's referring to.
I don't know.
But this seems to be happening everywhere, though, right? Like when we had the Screens, and the Screens were like, "No, it's my planet."
Right.
And the Bajorans were like, "Sorry, but it's not."
You said it's from TNG's Journey's End. Okay.
Yeah, Journey's End. Yeah, okay. That's a good point, Wolfie.
There you go. Okay, I guess it is. But yeah, okay. Well, what are you gonna do? Well, everyone, I guess we're about done. Unless you got anything else. Number one, do you have any final words for our friends tonight before we let them get out of here?
I just want to thank Chris Persia, D. Bud Martin, and Eric K. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your help tonight. I just want to thank everyone for the wonderful conversation. I mean, you guys are such a great crew, and I just love the stuff that you say, the stuff that you teach me. You guys, and just the way you interact with one another. You guys are such a great crew, and I enjoy your company immensely. Thank you for supporting this channel and this show and just all these wonderful friendships. I appreciate you more than you will ever know. I just want to thank Mark D with a C for all of his help behind the scenes and for just being a great friend. Please follow him. He has some great shows and great material. And I just want to thank my captain, Mike. I love you very much. You know him as Captain Clobby. Thank you for creating this space for us. I have a wonderful time whenever I'm with you. I love you very much. And it's an honor and a pleasure to be here.
I want to thank the great Cardinal Sin for popping in with that that $9.99 super sticker. Hey, buddy. Thank you so much. You're very generous. Thank you. I really appreciate that. The great Cardinal Sin. I hope you're doing well tonight, man. Hope you're doing good.
Hail, Cardinal. Thanks for that.
Hail. So
and he's got a thank you pair bowing.
Like, okay. Yeah. Thank you. Well, thank you. No, thank you, sir. And appreciate you. Thanks, and thanks to you. Thanks, Pleasant Valley, for being here. I'm about to do our shout outs. All right, so Mark D with AC. Any final words? Anything?
Yeah, well, thank you. Well, Raquel, I apologize. When I scanned the PDF the other day and I scrambled it, the Universal Translator, I put the pages in the middle, I guess. So I was looking at the PDF because I add to the PDF because I keep hoping to send you that box and then finish that last thing that I'm printing for you. So,
sweetheart, I love you and I don't want you to be sorry. You want to know why? I find Terry J. Erdman to be very long-winded. He does not write anywhere near as well as his wife. Yeah. And I've been scanning the document trying to add the production information from it, and it just doesn't work. Like, it's the best book, but it's also the worst. Like, the writing is terrible in that book.
It's not concise. Yeah, I mean, there's some great info in there when you read the background on the episode. So yeah, I would definitely recommend people if you can get it. And when I send it to you, you're gonna shin kick me because it's got a sticker on my on the copy that says $5.95 clearance. So
on what?
On one or my book, I should scan.
Not the one.
No, not that one. Yeah,
but
I was going to scan it. Yeah. For a joke, I was going to.
Yeah, and so like I think you've basically done me a huge favor here because I know that people very early on when Clobby and I started this show, I used to be like an auctioneer. Like, you would not believe how quickly I used to try and read because I thought, oh my God, there's no way anyone is going to sit for me reading this. They're going to think I'm an idiot. And so I used to blow through it and I used to make so many mistakes because I was reading like a lunatic, quicker than I've ever read in my life. And then everybody was like, well, no, we want you to read the book to us because then every Saturday when we're visiting with you, we're actually listening to you read this book to us. And so when we're done, we read the book and we don't have to buy the book. But some people did because they enjoyed it so much. So that's when I thought, oh, this is great. But I mean, this book, first of all, it's insane to try and buy it because it's way too expensive and it's just not well written. Tonight, look at how much quicker we got through the show. And because of it, I think people had a better time. So I'm going to have to try and find a Voyager book. And I don't know. I'm going to look around.
One. I did find a Voyager companion.
Let me get this super chat from Eric.
Yeah.
Eric K with $5. Thank you, buddy. You're too kind. He said, Clobby said if Wesley I think he meant, I know I saw what your other one says, if Wesley ran the Maquis, they would take over the universe. Yeah, I clearly remember saying that. Thank you, buddy. And he wrote another one. He said, Clobby told me if Wesley ran the Maquis, they would take over. You didn't have to give another one just for that. I saw your correction.
I love you, honey.
Thank you, Eric K. You're too kind, buddy. You didn't have to do that twice, but thank you.
That's spell check.
I love you. And you guys, Wolfie is engaging in some really cool trivia that I am not familiar with because I'm not quite as familiar with the whole Voyager thing. But he's talking about the fact that Chakotay was Maquis and he was from the same colony.
Yep.
So Chakotay was Maquis, yeah.
I knew this, but for me, I didn't make that connection. And so I love that Wolfie's saying this.
Gotcha. There you go.
Yeah.
So now, do you have anything else to say?
Oh, yeah, just, well, of course, Sunday Night Geekery. Thank you for announcing it earlier. But, yeah, well, everyone head over there. We're going to talk maybe some Cobra Kai because I'm getting through those episodes. And I've been goggling stuff all week to learn about how to cover Cobra Kai. Yeah, but, yeah, it's a fun show. And, yeah, just looking forward to that to the hangout on Sunday night. And then, yeah, during the week, we always have fun hanging out with you guys. And,
yep.
So
and you got Toxic Tuesday with Nicholas.
And Toxic Tuesday, yep. So we're doing Total Recall.
Total Recall.
The only
I love Total Recall.
Only version of Total Recall. Yeah.
The only one that counts.
Total Recall is a good science fiction
fantastic,
movie, and people think that it's action adventure because it's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It's Philip K. Dick.
Well, there's a lot of.
It is Philip K. Dick, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of violence and action adventure, but sure, it is science fiction as well.
Oh! I forgot. Everyone, would you please go to my YouTube channel? And though I don't broadcast from there, I want you to know that I made a video of my Maverick, my Top Gun cosplay. If you want to go see it.
If anyone could get that link for us, put it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you, whoever, I don't know.
I'm sure Eric will have it. I'll try.
Anyone have a link to Raquel's channel? If you have it, I don't know exactly how to find it, but I don't.
I tried I received the jewelry that I ordered because I ordered the official jewelry for the Julie Newmar version of Catwoman.
Wowzers.
It came and I like, you know how like a carpenter dry fits to make sure everything's right. I did a test run of my Julie Newmar Catwoman today, and it's outstanding. I'm so excited. It's gonna be fun.
Eric found it. Thanks, Eric. I'll put that in my description below. I thought it was already in there. I'm sorry. But anyway.
So, anyways, Catwoman coming soon. Coming soon, I promise.
Indeedishness. Monday night, I'll be talking some more retro reads and stuff and some basic open geekness, foolishness. And then a week from Monday night, I'll be doing 2 shows. In addition to the standard 9 p.m. Mark C. Comics Talk, an earlier show at 6 Central. The great J-Man and I will have a Clubby's Classic Comics review. We will be reviewing DC Comics Presents number 29, The Classic, by Lynn Wein and Jim Starlin.
Yay!
Wow.
It's going to be a lot of fun. That's a great comic, one of my favorites from back then.
That's a nice Superman. Who did that Superman?
Where, which, how, what, who, what, when?
From your poster.
On which one? On
the cover.
On the far left.
On the cover or on the far left?
left?
What now? Oh, that's Lopez.
Yeah, it's nice.
And on the cover, it's
the one on the cover is outstanding as well.
That's Jim Starlin. Yeah, well, this is a great issue. You've ever read this one, Marky? It's good.
I don't think so. Yeah, number 29 with Dr. Midnight's.
It is
bonkers. I'll have to get that one.
Yeah, I've been reading all these old comics I've been reading lately. They're always, those comics are all bonkers. I love them. Okay, well, anyway, that's what we got going. And again, of course, next week, these are your episodes, my friends. The Maquis Part 2.
No, Part Poo. Part Poo.
Sorry. Wire. Crossover. The Collaborator. Yeah.
So overall, season 2 is not as good as season 1, I guess.
Like Katie said that. Katie called it. Katie called it first episode.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. Yeah.
Yes, Alaric Harrison. I did mention that earlier that Tuvok was a spy for the Maquis. Yes, I did mention that. But thank you. Yeah, absolutely. So
part 2.
So here we can say our good nights to everyone. Whether they're still here or not, you get the shout out by getting it in because we love you and we're glad to have you here. First, big shout out to anyone who is just lurking. Out there lurking, that you know, not everyone likes to participate in chatting or in that kind of stuff, but they still like to listen, and I really appreciate you. Also, if you're watching on a rewatch, as they say, or a repeat, or a download, or whatever you want to call it, thank you so much. I cannot tell you how much we appreciate that. Thank you. Let's see here. Shout out, of course, to and our good friend Eric O'Sullivan, and anyone else out there who's catching it later on the rerun. So, big shout out, of course, to the great Eric K. By the way, Jill, if you're watching this and couldn't make it tonight, our communications officer, Jill, And Lord Thoth, if you're listening to this on a rerun, because sometimes it goes back and listens, I hope you are doing well. I'm wishing you well with what's going on with you and your wonderful family. And, of course, the great Hungry Boy, in case you happen to be listening to this later, my friend. I hope you're feeling better and doing well. And just have a great one, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here. Eric K. Brother, thank you so much, my friend, for everything you do, buddy.
Thank you.
And of course, the great Chris Persia. I don't know if Chris is still here. He may have to run, but
Night,
thank you, brother.
Love you, honey. Thank you.
Chris. Oh, there he is, right?
Night,
still
Chris.
there.
Yep.
He's still here.
Night, Chris. Thank you so much, bud. Shooter, I think, had to run.
Yeah.
But thank you, Shooter.
Pew,
Always a pleasure. J-Man, buddy.
J-Man.
Thank you, bro, for being here. Steve mentioned Maddie's daddy popped in earlier at the beginning of the show. Don't know if he's still lurking, but shout out to him.
Thor in Vegas.
Enigmatic drop there, brother. Always great to have you here, my friend. Thank you for all you do.
Wonderful conversation tonight. You were outstanding. Thank you.
Fabio 100. Always a pleasure. Thank you so much for being here tonight.
Good night.
Let's see. Mr. Angel, Chef, thank you for being here.
Night, Chef.
Always great to see you. The Catman, a.k.a. D.D. Myers. I hope you and your wonderful wife are doing well, my friend. Thank you for being here with us tonight.
Good night, cute people. Thank you for being here.
Terrell72, buddy. Thank you. Thank you. Always good to see you. Thanks so much.
And we love you too, honey. He says, thanks and love to all. And
love
he says,
you,
great
man.
show. We love you too, Tyrell.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. Midnight's Oblivion. Oh, my goodness.
Did you decide whether or not he is going to become, or I'm not sure. Are you
he wants to be
Oblivion?
The counselor.
Yes. Counselor Camel Toe or Counselor Moose
You gotta
Knuckle?
send us a picture.
I don't know. I don't know if
jumpsuit.
I don't know if anyone else that wants the job. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Wolfie.
To counsel all of these lunatics? I don't know.
Exactly. Wolfie, bro. Thank you, buddy. Always good to see you. Brian Hepburn, thank you for being here with us tonight.
Night, Brian.
Dave G. Sound, my friend, thank you for being here with us.
Night, Dave.
Anonymous was here earlier.
Yeah.
See you, buddy. Of course, big shout out to the great D-Bud Martin who popped in. D-Bud, always a pleasure, bro. And Phantom Outsider, also a good old friend of the show as well. Neurotic Amanda Bear.
Good night, Neurotic.
J.T. Kirk.
Oh, J.T. Kirk!
Apollome's Minion.
And the pepperoni,
Sorry, Mr. Angel. So sorry. Oh, Mr. Angel, that is ears covered up. Captain James T. Skywalker. Classic Comics. I hope you. Thank you, buddy. Thanks for stopping by, man. Hope you have a great weekend.
Good night.
The Cosmic Comet Relief Crusader.
Good night.
Have a good one. Jeff Morris popped in. Thank you. Have a good one.
Good night, Jeff.
Keely Chow, Roll Tide.
Night, Keely.
Cavaccino, Cavramanche, CCC. Thanks for being
Triple
here.
C. And he was asking the boss, did you have popcorn tonight?
Oh, not yet. But the night is young. Well, for me anyway.
It's young.
I may just go sneak some after this. I didn't have it with me during the show because I don't know. I must have ate too much or something. The only thing I had during the show was a Tootsie Pop. Let's see.
Chris Persia says, "Have a great weekend, everyone." And and Eric K says, "Good night to everyone."
Good night,
everybody.
Thank
you, guys.
Good night, Grim. Thank you for being here tonight.
Grim.
Our buddy J.D. Lewis. I think had to run, but great to see you.
JD.
Captain Finity and beyond.
That's so great. I love his new name.
The lovely Katie Dax was here.
Katie.
She had to run, I do believe. Canadian Spider-Man does whatever a Canadian spider can. I just don't know what it can do, but it does it. Boosh McFadden. Boosh, thank you for being here. Raymond and Sandra Felicianios had to run, but thank you so much for popping in.
King Dolphin TV.
Indeedishness. Dadman of the Dadman clan were here. Well, Dadman was here. I'm sure the clan was around him.
Yeah.
Dadman, buddy. Always good to see you, bro. Sorry about them Gators today. I watched that one. Eh? Yeah.
Oh, my pick was correct then. Sorry, Dad, man.
I got a private message on Twitter from Eric K. That would be nice.
What's that?
I don't know. He just said, Raquel, I sent you a DM. That's good.
Okay,
I love it when you send me DMs.
Indeed.
Not random people, just Eric K. Okay, folks. I actually don't accept DMs.
Of course. And they call him Scuba Pete. He's the king of the Pete. Andrew, 46 and 2.
Yep.
Michael Beacom and the Beacons. Cassandra, thank you so much.
Good night, Beacons. Thank you so much. Great comments tonight. Great conversation tonight.
I think he had to leave, but we appreciate you, man. Snail Messiah. Yay, I hope you're doing well. Way over on the other side of the world, my friend.
And I should just say right now that Snail Messiah is not a Romulan mollusk.
Yeah. Don't eat our buddy. You damn Vulcans.
Yikes. Pod Racing Palpatine. I think I had to run, but thank you, Pod Racing Palpatine, for being here tonight. He was
fun tonight.
Yes, and Sathras popped in a little while ago. Sathras.
Crap.
He had to run, but a big shout out to the kind and generous Gary Ambrosia and his wonderful wife. Yay. It was an honor to have such a great gentleman visit our chat.
I love Gary and his wife. They're such nice people. I love them.
Amazing, great fellow and lady. Papa Delta Yankee, thanks for being here with us tonight. The great superhero Rob Altus. Thank you so much.
Bossman, could you please announce this?
Community notice to all Australian viewers in daylight saving time, saving states. Next week we start 1 hour later, and I apologize for that stupid accent enigmatic drop there.
Can we please put Clobby on the Barbie?
What happened?
Nothing. I'm just kidding.
Oh, sorry. Pleasant Valley Pick. Stop it. Sorry, I'm sorry, Ed. That was horrible. Pleasant Valley Picker, thanks for being here. Monkey Bus. Yes, indeed, he is. Just Alec Harrison, thank you for being here tonight.
Good night, Alaric.
The ever-loving blue-eyed idol of millions, Aunt Petunia's favorite nephew. The Thing was here tonight.
It's clobbering time.
We love the Thing.
To see you, thank you. And last but not least, the great Cardinal Sin. Always great to have you stop in, my brother.
Cardi!
Thank you so much for your generosity and your generosity and kindness. Thank you, all of you, for being here with us tonight. Sorry, ED's being too kind. I thought it was a terrible accent, but thank you.
No, he liked it. It was good.
Oh dear, oh dear. So everyone, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. It's always just warms my heart, man, to have you hang out with us, just talk a little Trek, and the way you guys participate in it. And we got just a great group here. Thank you all. And yes, there will be I think I finally almost have a time set up for a members stream. It's tough to get that set up, but it will be happening soon. My wonderful members. So I know I've been waiting forever on that. I mean, I'm so new at this, still new at this membership stuff. So thank you all. And please, everyone, have a fantastic rest of your weekend. And big shout out to the most fantastic first officer in the fleet, Raquel Briggs. I love you. Thank you for being here.
I love you too.
And Mark D with the Greatest Engineer. Thank you both.
Thank you.
And good night, everybody.
Lots of fun.
Enjoy these ending messages and end credits. All courtesy of the wonderful number one, the greatest first officer ever. Good night, everybody.
It's clobbering time.
Clobbering, if you perceive Clobbering, you'll come with me.
I just love clobbering time.